Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Podcast. A special edition here, impromptu, always with the homie.
Jim from Fan in the Van. Oh, it's going to be a fucking banger tonight. I've been doing podcasting all day, and I've brought it on every single episode, and I'm bringing it tonight because that's just what the fuck we do. We just bring it real, raw, blunt, up in your face, whether you like it or not. This guy sitting in the van don't give a fuck. I'm hopped up on Prime like all fucking day. I'm ready to go.
Shit.
Oh god, it's like fucking liquid cocaine in a can.
I'm telling you, brother, you're truly fan in the van today, brother. You all open that shit, brother.
Yep.
Oh man, crazy day, man. How's the weather in New York before we hop on this, bro? Because if you notice, bro, this is like what, almost Thanksgiving. We have to like do an impromptu. I mean, 75 degrees weather for me right now, brother. It's beautiful out here.
It's brisk. I mean, I was just gonna sit out in the van and have shorts and sandals on. I do pants on and still have my Steeler flip flops on. So
okay, man. Hardcore.
The feet are a little cold, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're a hardcore.
My feet will stay warm with the hot fire we're gonna spit tonight, like fucking Dylon from Making the Band.
Oh, Dylon! Holy shit, man! Come on, bro. It's 40% probably. Like when I look at my listeners or anywhere, like the biggest listener age bracket. When you do those reports from YouTube and my other platforms, bro, it's mainly from like 25 to like 45. I believe it or not, I thought it was gonna be more like 40 to like 50 something, but not. But that's the highest, 25 to 45. So I don't think a lot of these kids have an idea what the fuck is making the band. You know what I'm saying? But Dylon was spitting fire.
Yeah, he was top 5. There was Dylon. I mean, he did joints with Wyclef. Well, the Dave Chappelle version of Dylon did.
Yeah, we go there.
You're getting too close, Tom. You're getting too close. Oh God, this is. Thank you.
Man. No, we definitely. So like I tell the folks, we decided to make a Saturday episode. Mainly I had some time. I mean, I had no idea Jim was going to be this busy today, but shout out to Jim. My man is on a Star podcast. I mean, he's been doing it morning, afternoon, and now nighttime. That's what you call a complete fucking warrior, bro. Hey, for you kids nowadays who are lazy as fuck, learn from this man.
Yep. And I even got a little bit of a workout in between with my little resistance bands and bullshit weights.
Damn, dude! Holy shit! Yeah, I'm working out right now. 20-ounce curls. Yeah.
Hey, it's still a workout.
And these bitches in here ready, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Jim, what are we popping today, baby? Why are you smoking today? You already lit it up. What you got today, man? I like to start with you. You know that.
Well, this one was actually lit up from like a day or two ago.
Okay.
But I never got a chance to finish it because when I was down for the count, I was like, I couldn't even enjoy a cigar. So this is Arturo Fuente Rare Pink. This right here is one that I actually won at the South Shore Cigar 3-year anniversary party, thanks to Chris and Evan. It was an absolute bash. This is one of the smoothest cigars you will ever smoke for a rare cigar. But the price point on it, be prepared to drop at least $60 to $75 depending on where you go for it.
That was my next question.
This stick is the biggest out of the line because then they have a medium size and they have a smaller one, and the smaller one is like $35. And I actually let my ex-wife's boyfriend, because he wanted to try a cigar. Most people, when you want them to try, somebody wants to try a cigar, you give them like a bullshit like Havana round or
give them some bullshit, dude.
Like whatever. I don't really like smoking a smaller cigar. So I was like, you know what? Here. I said, I'm a nice guy. Here's a $33 cigar for you to try.
Too nice, bro. Too nice.
The only thing I ask is don't fucking waste it. And he did not let me down. He didn't smoke it all in one day, but he did finish it. So a huge congratulations to him. I think cigars will now be his new thing. So we'll see. I got to get him in the game. I got to get him in the cigar game. I've been trying. It's been 10 years I've been trying.
Brother, you're a much better man than I am. Because I wouldn't waste $33 on my son for his first cigar. Put it that way, bro. All right? Fuck that, dude. Yeah, listen, I told you my story, right? Especially like now, I don't have a lot of people come over and stuff like that as much as I used to. But when I used to, be wild and free, and I had my humidor, and I got into it. I had like a small humidor, it was like a 25 cigar humidor. That's how I got started. And I would have like layers, right? I would have these are the ones that the dudes that smoke middle of the ground. Take this shit right here. You smoke a couple times, there you go. Got the little.
Yeah,
And I had the shit that I was like, yo, here, you never had it before. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna feel a fucking difference. Because I
yeah,
hate it when at least your boy took it down. Like props to him, right? Props to him for a non-smoker. Because how many people were like, oh fuck, man, I'm throwing up and shit. You know what I mean? I was like, get the fuck out of here, get out of here, man. It happened to me too many times. So your boy like quit that habit real fast, man. Like
yeah,
stop like doing that shit. Give me the cheap shit.
yeah. And he's like sitting there. He's like, yo, do I inhale it? I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. I said, unless you
Oh
want to get
shit.
lung cancer 10 times faster, by
Yep.
all means. I said, you ain't smoking a fucking Newport there,
No,
brother. No,
dude.
no, no. And
That's,
then he goes, and the thing that he finally realized, because people don't understand really how therapeutic smoking a cigar is. They don't realize it till they actually do it. And he goes, now I realize why you enjoy smoking these. And I go, well, yeah, because if I'm in a bad mood, I'll smoke a cigar. If I'm in a happy mood, smoke a cigar. If I get some trim when I'm done, I'm smoking a cigar. This is a lot cheaper than going to see some fucking douche nozzle with a fucking medical degree on their wall telling you, like Jen Melfi telling fucking Tony Soprano, like, do subtext that he wants to bang his fucking mother. I don't need to go to a therapist. This here is my therapist. And South Shore Cigar provides me with the best therapy options that are out there.
Shout out to South Shore as always, bro. The real G's from Long Island, baby. Hooking Jim up on a basic. And let me tell you something. I haven't been there. And listen, your boy's gonna try to get away one day, man. And I may have to go. I got to come up with something to go hit New York. And your boy's definitely and absolutely gonna stop by. You know how that
Oh,
is.
yeah,
We
we're
are.
going.
We're
You,
definitely going.
we're definitely hitting it. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
here we
Oh,
go.
yep. I'm fan in the van's always bringing it. I'm like the Rock. I just bring it, but I just can't do the people's eyebrow though. I'll leave that to Dwayne Johnson.
There you go. I can't do that either. Shout out
Yeah,
to the to Backing Up Bench podcast. Appreciate you, brother, for tuning in.
definitely.
So,
Anybody who's watching, my dispatcher at work with his old ass, probably sitting in his car working on drink number 4, fucking probably half sleeping in his car at this point, tuning in. So huge thank you to Rob, as we call him, Loco Abuelito at work.
Loco Abuelito. Abuelito Loco? Is that what you call his crazy grandfather? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's the second oldest in the store after this driver Harold. He's the second oldest.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then it's my stock manager. Then it's the other counter guy that works with me. And then me after that. Actually, no, then it's the Guyanese parts puller who we
Okay.
can't understand a word he's fucking saying. Everything's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like the Guyanese version of Eminem in 8 Mile, where he's like, hibbity hibbity hoopla.
Oh yeah. What
Yeah,
is?
that's how he sounds when he talks. But it's hilarious though, because he'll be like, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, bitch, do you understand what you're fucking saying? You fucking don't. He's the guy I learned the term scoot from.
I know. The last time you shouted out on our favorite fucking topic. Taylor Sniff.
Oh, I've been bashing that all fucking day. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get into it because I had a great one for Steel and Teal, a nice rant.
All right.
Which by the way, all
All
the
right.
Swifties out there, don't come at Garrett. Come at me. I want the smoke, not him. Okay.
Garrett's getting smoked by the Swifties, bro.
No, but when it gets discussed, because I don't want them going at him, because Garrett already had to combat an idiot. I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter last night.
Hmm.
He was actually getting into it with a guy about Kyler Murray.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, Kyler Murray's got like the best pass completion percentage, all this shit. So what people don't realize is when you're going to debate sports, right?
Gotcha.
Stats is an integral part. Stats tell the story of the guy of which you're debating. And with a quarterback, a lot of their stats from short pass completions, deep pass completions, all that ties in to a quarterback stat when you're debating whether this quarterback is worth the contract he's getting or not.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray is a decent quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Baby Yoda's not bad.
Oh,
The
oh.
problem is that Baby Yoda's getting paid like a top 10 quarterback who plays like a top 30 quarterback. That's the problem. And this guy's going at it with Garrett. So Garrett's not afraid to bring the smoke, take the gloves off, go on a Twitter battle by all means. And at the end, the guy just blocks him. And he's like, you came at me and I'm getting fucking blocked.
I hate those bitches, dude. They come at you and they fucking block you.
Like, not like, listen, take the L like a human being. Somebody proved you wrong with stats. Because again, I have Browns fans all the time that tell me stats don't matter. Well, if stats didn't matter, then how do we judge players?
Yeah.
You do it based on stats. So again,
hold on. Just like stats didn't matter. Just like stats didn't matter when it was 25 fucking counts of civil and fucking sexual counts on fucking Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, great stats to have, Watson, you fucking predator. Which it sucks that he's out the rest of the year. Don't get me wrong, because I'm a realist when it comes to sports. I want to beat your team at 100%, not at 60%, not at 75. You want to know why? Especially with Cleveland. This is the bullshit we're going to hear at 4:15 tomorrow. The Steelers won because we didn't have Deshaun Watson. Nah, you fucking lost because you outplayed you. That's what's going to happen. You can't sit there as any fan base. If your team loses, whether you're down a guy or not, it's next man up. So now you need DTR to step up and be that guy that you all praised in the preseason. They were all praising him like, hey, if Watson really can't play, this kid will keep us afloat. Now let's see what the kids really got. The fact that Cleveland's entertaining, bringing in the Colt McCoys of the world, Joe Flacco. What? So your offense is worse? So it's run. So it's run on first down, run on second down, bombing on third down, punt the ball away. That's what it's going to be. And it's the same thing in Cincinnati. With you draft these guys for a reason, right?
Yep.
You drafted DTR for a reason. The backup in Cincinnati didn't look bad, especially against a potent friggin' Ravens defense.
And to get thrown in the middle of the fucking game, short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he, and he kept them in the game as long as he could, and just see what these guys got. You don't have to bring in these veterans that are past their prime. They're not going to do anything for you. There's a reason why they're not signed. There's a reason why Colt McCoy's sitting at home, scratching his balls, watching fucking Appalachian State get slaughtered by like fucking Ohio. There's a reason why, that Joe Flacco isn't getting signed, because they're past their prime and they're not going to help you win now. Yeah, like if you were down for the count and not in the playoff hunt, then I can understand bringing in Flacco or bringing in a Colt McCoy. It's pretty much just
like the
right,
Giants, we like the Jazz. We're out in the count. We could bring the fucking carousel of backup quarterbacks to finish the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Tommy DeVito gets free chicken parm, which, by the way, wasn't for great play, Tommy DeVito. No. It was sympathy. They felt bad because you got annihilated by the fucking cow whores. Annihilated. Tommy DeVito was on his back more than Jasmine St. Clair was in a gangbang for fucking Vixen videos.
Yeah, more than Vincent St. Bro. Whatever the fuck. What was it? That's funny, bro. Yes, like I said, he was more on his back than a fucking whore on the old 49th Street back in the day. You know what I'm saying, dude? So, hey, you know what? Back the Bench podcast definitely agrees with you. Exactly. You can only play and beat the team that's on the field. So, no excuses. It is what it is, bro. Put a better team when you fucking lose your best player. I don't
know. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in any sport. Baseball, if your top producing hitter is out, it's everybody else around them has got to step up. And football is the same thing. So you're down Watson. All right. So now you have to adapt and overcome. If you can't adapt and overcome, it shows you the characteristics of the coaching staff. It shows you the characteristics of those teammates around you. It shows, Watson's down. So, we're just going to suck Pittsburgh. Just steamroll all over us, please. If Cleveland's smart in this situation, you run the same playbook with the rookie. You have no choice but to.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, man. You have to. I mean, first of all, it wasn't like a real difficult fucking playbook because it wasn't doing anything special, right? pounding the shit out of the football first, and make sure Deshaun didn't make that much mistakes. And we got to dive in now to Deshaun with that case. But first, let me give you what I'm smoking, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is a great smoke, dude. It's called Kings. It's a Macanudo. Great fucking smoke. You can't see much here, but it's a torpedo, bro. See, and a friend of mine gave.
Can't go wrong with a torpedo.
Yeah, it's called Kings, and of course a Maduro.
And it's perfect for the V cut.
Yeah, I V cut that bad boy right there. Boom, got it in there. Hey. The only fucked up thing is that I brought down the wrong torch lighter because I have like 4 of them, right? Because I need to start doing a better job of bleeding them and freaking refill them again. And I'm about to blaze this up, and I'm like, shit, because I always have a backup one when I forget to like fill mine, which is like a regular, normal lighter, not butane. And that, and I'm like, fuck, man. So I went in there and I get that. So the light was good, man. It's you know how it is. It's a big difference when you light it with torch with style than anything else. So, but let's stay on track, and we got to go segue after this because you kind of already set the table for this. The Browns, to me, absolutely. I think that this has to be like probably in the top 5 worst contracts ever with Deshaun Watson right now through a season. Well, he didn't play a full season this year, neither did last year. 12 total fucking games. All right. And here is how this contract, to me, in my book, is really bad because in this trade, first of all, trade and contract, let me rephrase myself. I think this has been one of the worst trades and contracts signed by the Browns organization, and it has to do with the same fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a trade that they trade some guy back in the day, and then later on they sign another shit. This bad, probably the worst trade and contract in the same freaking with the same person. That's pretty Browns-like, right? Browns gonna Browns, right? What are you saying when it comes to the Browns?
Cleveland's always gonna Cleveland, and back it up. Binge podcast has it correct. And looking at the numbers, no, it's not good. If you break it down in the games he's played a total of 6 good quarters in 2 years. That's worth $230 million.
Absolutely.
And then when you look at what Houston gave up too.
Yep.
And this is the key component. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I might have sent it to you, or I might have just saved it to my phone and then just never sent it. I don't know.
I put it up there on the screen there for you.
But if you look at what Houston got out of all those draft picks, that's what Cleveland could have had and been a better team. And then the argument that Cleveland Browns fans are having with each other, which is great to see this. This is so great. I love watching one side of the fan base just sound like a complete bunch of fucking morons, and then the other side actually sound logical, which is like the 6%.
Yep.
They would be in a better position. The one argument was they'd be in a better position with these weapons now with Baker Mayfield. The only thing is, I don't agree that they would be 8-1, but then the other argument is, well, look at Baker in Tampa now. He's 4-5. Yeah, but he's on a mid-Buccaneer team with not a great defense and serviceable offensive weapons, really only in Evans and Godwin. Okay? Look at the offensive weapons you have in Cleveland. Minus Nick Chubb, you have Jerome Ford, who's turned into a decent running back. You have Kareem Hunt. You have Amari Cooper, who's kind of found himself again. You have Njoku at tight end. You have Elijah Moore that I think Baker could have utilized better than the Jets could have, and fucking Deshaun can't utilize him either. I mean, the poor kid's got all this talent, and he's just getting fucking dragged around like a fucking pussy whipped guy married to a butch bitch. Okay, and they're arguing over who would be better. You want my opinion on an outsider who hates Cleveland? You would have had a better chance with Baker Mayfield. You wanted an adult quarterback, and what you got was a quarterback with more legal problems than O.J. Simpson ever had.
Yeah, with probably worse lawyers.
Yeah.
Going
to Deshaun Watson was not the safe or the smartest bet. Sticking with Baker would have been the safer bet to go with. And you wouldn't have to pay him a fully guaranteed contract. That's the saddest part in this deal. You already had him. You gave him an extension. That's fine. This is where it's that hold my beer meme. Where it's like, here, hold my beer and let me fuck up some more. Let's fully guarantee the deal with literally no way out unless he does something detrimental to the team. Guess what? His play alone is detrimental to the team.
Put it this way: Baker wasn't the problem; it was OBJ. All right, and they traded Baker because OBJ, they have more stock on him. They still traded OBJ, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. And to adding to Mr. The Backup Bench podcast, by the way, thanks, brother. You're throwing some good shit out there. They pay like $90 million so far, seven per $8 million per game, which is not great. And the fact that when you look in full detail, what they could have had, right? Kenyon Green, hell of a nice player, contribution. Will Anderson, Damian Pierce, even though he's hurt, decent running back. Tank Dell, huge part of this offense with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
What's worse is that the Texans still have a 2024 first-round pick and a fourth-round pick. Assets, assets, assets. And, of course, you guarantee this dude $230 million for what?
To
All
be
right?
mid-best again.
Well, put it this way. Yeah, let me tell you right now. You paid him $230 million for through 12 games, 59 under 60% completion percentage. All right, 6.5 average yards per pass, 14 touchdowns, 9 picks, a quarterback rating of 42, little over 42. If that shit's worth $230 million, then guess what, bro? We got a steal with fucking Daniel Jones at 45 a year.
And this is the thing that Browns fans clearly do not see. And I think it annoys them more when a Steeler fan tells them this, because it's like
No, because they think you're picking on them.
Yeah, they think like you're bashing them, and then their only argument in return is, well, you had a rapist quarterback. What the fuck does that have to do with horrible quarterback play? We're talking about on the field. We're not talking about the indiscretions off the field. Because Deshaun Watson, the reason why people don't like Deshaun Watson, it's not Deshaun Watson, the quarterback. It's Deshaun Watson, the human being people don't like. That's where my hatred is for him. If Cleveland had gotten Houston Texans Deshaun Watson, we're not bashing his quarterback play. Even me as a Browns hater, I'd be like, hey, listen, they really made a smart move here, and even giving him the money, this looks really good. But when you see the numbers, and again, this is where stats tell the story. It's telling you a story. Cleveland Browns fans, wake up, stop sleeping with your cousins, okay? Wake up, see the light, and realize this. This is not the guy who's going to bring you a Lombardi trophy in 4 years. He is not the guy. And if I'm Cleveland Browns ownership, which they're huge fans of the show, by the way, they're always messaging.
They love you.
They love me especially.
They love you, bro.
Yeah, they love me. Listen, I love to bash you guys too, but
send me the fucking check.
They need to find a way out, and really, your only way out at this point is a buyout,
dude.
If you could do that in the NFL, like you can in Major League Baseball, if you could buy this guy out, and the only way you would be able to do this and recoup any money is you have to look at his numbers over the course of time he's played, subtract that from the value of the contract, and be like, listen, we already paid you this, and you underperformed even for what we've been paying you. There's your buyout. You get nothing. Get the fuck out. Clean out your locker.
I don't know what the clause for non-performance is in that contract. Oh wait, probably nothing because it's get fully fucking guaranteed. All right.
Yeah.
No, they're so fucked. They're screwed, man. They're stuck with them until the contract. They're gonna have to wait until a year left. All right, and then just fucking take it in the shorts.
Yeah.
And they're gonna win enough games not to be able to draft a quarterback that's a franchise quarterback either in the next few years because they don't have the fucking picks. Number one. And that's just next year they lost their first round pick and their fourth round pick. Look, guess what, man? They're done. They're done. They were supposed to win now. He's been barely playing all year long, pussing it out. All right, shoulder this, shoulder that. I guess Fucking fucking massage parlor is not doing the job anymore. He should probably look for a different one. Give Robert Kraft a call, man. There's some good ones in Jupiter, Florida. And
yeah, there is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And if Robert Kraft goes to those, guess what, dude? You better listen to him. But again, the numbers don't lie. Even if we had better numbers than this dude, 230, man. Unless your name is not Patrick Mahomes in front of it, there should be
Yeah.
nothing remotely guaranteed to this amount. It is what it is.
And going to obviously, so well, you see it too. So
Mhm.
back it up. Binge is asking if we buy into the win now mentality. I think everybody's buying into it because it is win now. Like look at the Eagles, what they did. Look at what the Rams did when they traded everybody away to bring in Matt Stafford, and look what it did. They won in the first
Yes.
year with Stafford. They won a Super Bowl. Some teams can do that,
Yep.
buy in, and actually succeed. Cleveland literally cannot succeed doing it. And the fact that, and I always take stock in having draft capital. This is the reason why. When you trade for a guy that isn't panning out, and he's not going to pan out this year, he's not going to pan out next year or the year after that. So, literally, with a year left in the contract, you have no capital to go and get whoever the next phenom quarterback is in college.
Yep.
That you're going to have to rely on bringing in a journeyman backup, in essence, to tank for you to
Mhm.
get a top 5 pick to then get. So you set your franchise back with this contract alone 4 years. But Cleveland's so used to doing that it's not even second nature. It's the first act of anything that they decide to do. It's how can we just fuck ourselves more and give guys like me the ammunition to shit all over you? Keep doing deals like this. That's what'll do it.
You remember you see Tommy Boy, right? Remember the movie Tommy Boy?
Oh, fucking classic.
The best line, one of the best line when he's selling out there on the field, and the guy's talking about the guaranteed on the
Yeah,
box. He goes, "Well, you could take a shit on a box and mark it guaranteed." That's
this is that.
exactly. You got a guaranteed piece of shit. There you
Yeah.
go. Deshaun
Cleveland
Watson in 5 words. Guaranteed piece of shit. I don't know. I don't know if I counted it right. There we go.
with Cleveland Browns ownership is like that scene in Tommy Boy when he's like doing like the karate moves,
Yeah.
right? And, in the warehouse, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just checking the specs on the rotary inline girder there. I'm retarded." That's them. That is them. Cleveland Browns ownership is that scene summed up in just one sentence. That's them because of this deal. Because of this deal. And it's not only the deal, it's everything else that comes with him. With all the baggage, the drama, all the bullshit. That's what comes with it. That's what you accepted into your franchise when you're trying to win now and break away from what you used to be with fans wearing garbage bags over their heads. This isn't helping you get to a new version of what you should be. Not with Deshaun Watson, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
It's not.
Absolutely. And here's another nice comment by the Bench Bow podcast. Listen to the people say Finch should have traded future picks for Dalvin Cook. Time is now. Don't agree. I don't buy into it. The mentality. I think it worked. I think I don't buy into it 100%, but there is a time and place and a scenario for it. I think
Yeah.
the Rams hit it right on the nail right on the head. However, it's not for every team, and it's not something that's going to pay out most likely 8 out of 10 times. So it's a very low percentage of winning now.
Like even in the Dalvin Cook situation, the Jets took a gamble on it.
Yep.
It didn't pan out. Granted, a lot of things didn't go the Jets' way.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers getting
yeah.
hurt doesn't
Yep.
help. Having Zach Wilson run a fucking highlights children book playbook that he can't even fucking succeed with is another thing. But when you have a guy like Breece Hall, why do you need Dalvin Cook?
And look, and I get it. They thought 9 millions, which I think for 9 million they could have done something else to help that offense. But they thought, look, we're gonna ease Breece Hall in little by little. We don't want ACL tear, blah blah blah. I mean, Breece Hall is still like 3 games off, and that's it. After that, they fucking took off the handcuff, and he's been killing it ever since. So to me, that one didn't make any sense either. So
And
I mean,
Miami and the Dolphins were smart in not doing that because
Yes.
look at their running back room now.
dude, they
Mozart,
drafted.
that
Yeah.
A-Chain coming back, which
Yep.
before A-Chain was hurt, was on a fucking tear where it was almost like he was the number one back.
Dude, that guy was number one back in the league.
They got 2 other running backs in their running back room. All of them have outproduced Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Miami saved themselves money by staying away what in essence wouldn't work out. So
Yep.
it's not again, like you said, the win now mentality only works for some. It can't work for all. The blueprint doesn't work for everybody. But with that mentality comes there's things that become a casualty of it,
Yep.
where you do set your franchise back because you now don't have those draft picks to recoup, to replace players you may lose in free agency or replace the guy that you did trade for. So
Yep.
like for the Rams, it was,
Couple of years. I think they lost a couple of years of draft capital.
It's they've set themselves back 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland sets themselves back 4 to 5 years now. You don't see certain teams do it for a reason, because either A, they know it won't work, or it's just they just keep doing things the traditional way. And listen, that's fine. And there are teams that they do it because they're just tired of being stuck in mediocrity, and they have to make an impact. Especially with the Rams, when you moved into that fucking $1 billion plus facility at SoFi Stadium, something had to come of it. That's what came of it. Is you had to trade away future capital to win now, and it worked for 1 year, but it backfired in year 2, and it's backfiring again.
Here's the thing, and I think it's going to be. I think by next year they'll be drafting. They'll be getting their first round picks again. So, but remember, the Rams did this for a few players, not just like one guy. That's the difference too, right? They mortgaged their future, but put a bunch of different pieces got to help them win now. The Browns put all their fucking eggs in one basket, dude. I mean, it's like ridiculous, right?
And that's why it doesn't work in Cleveland. Like when the Rams did it, yes, they traded for Stafford because you had to trade Goff because they weren't going to pay Jared Goff. So Goff became the casualty of the trade. You went and signed Von Miller. You went and brought in OBJ. You brought in veteran pieces on the defensive side and the offensive side that fit Sean McVay's scheme.
Yep.
It worked, but it only worked for 1 year.
Yep.
And I think the Rams are fine. I think the Rams are fine with that one for now, but they know that they're going to have to rebuild. And, whether it's, through the draft again or whatever it is, it's going to be, I really don't know. But to put all your eggs in one basket on one guy, 9 times out of 10 does not pan out.
It's pretty fucking stupid.
It doesn't. It is stupid. You never seen the Steelers do that, where they put all their eggs into one basket. Ben Roethlisberger got his paydays, but the difference with guys like Ben is that when he knew the team needed money to re-sign this guy, bring in this guy, he restructured his deal. And that's something that maybe Cleveland should maybe go to Deshaun and say, listen, we want to win now. So the only way to win now is we have to restructure this deal, convert a half of this contract into a signing bonus so we could get pieces around you to make us relevant and stop being the laughing stock of the NFL, so the guys like Jim at the Fan in the Van finally stop shitting on us and going at it with us on fucking Twitter all day. But we know that's not going to happen. So
No, Cleveland. It's Cleveland, bro. It's Cleveland. All right. It's definitely Cleveland. Now, Jim, because we usually do things a little bit out of order. I mean, not out of order. We usually do things in a specific order. We're going to do things a little bit different out of order this week. Just because of the fact that you were just lazing your fucking darts out there, man, to the Cleveland Browns. Well done all over again. We got to give you a hand. We're going to move up the douchebag of the week right now. All right? Because anything else is tied up to Deshaun Watson. So without being said, let me cue the intro.
You're a douchebag. 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 You're a douchebag. Douchebag. Douchebag.
Jim. Our friend Emmanuel Acho.
Your kicker, Dustin
had
Hopkins,
the balls.
missed the extra point that would have tied it up 31.
Have the balls before I hit play to really comment some stupid shit after last week's win, before Deshaun Watson decided to call it quits and get hurt. He didn't really decide, but he's been kind of battling some bullshit, week after week. And what makes you think that if I'm the Browns, before I play the clip, I would absolutely do an investigation of what kind of treatment Deshaun Watson was getting after games that might have helped to cause his injury. Something called workers' comps and something called you got liability to injury, man. So I don't know. That's me saying. That's just me saying. But anyway, let's play our buddy, Mr. Emmanuel Acho take on Deshaun Watson earning his paycheck. All right, ready? And then I'm gonna let you fucking tee off on him. Ooh. If you hear any issues with the sound, let me know right away. Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Deshaun Watson outplayed Lamar Jackson. Yes. Lamar Jackson is also making a lot of money. Higher average annual value, Deshaun Watson's fully guaranteed. They will both see all of their bread. If you don't know enough about sports, they will both see all of it. Yeah. The Baltimore Ravens have the #1 defense in football. It was 2nd and 19 after a sack that was not of Deshaun Watson's fault. Fumble. You pick it up. Baker Mayfield, Colt McCoy, Robert Griffin, Jason Campbell, Johnny Manziel.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Is he really like visioning these guys again? That's real. That's a real.
I mean, I hate to make this guy the douchebag of the week because there's times where he has great takes on things. And it was so hard to do this, but because of this topic is the reason why he is douchebag of the week. And the fact that he puts this stuff out on Twitter and then I retweeted, I really should have added him at it and then we could have really seen if he would have responded. Because that would have been a show where, you know what? You want to argue with me on Twitter? No. You like to be on a screen? We'll put you on a fucking screen. And I'll tell you why your assessment is wrong. You're saying that Deshaun Watson is outplaying Lamar Jackson?
Bullshit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? And listen, I am not a Raven fan. I don't like the Ravens either. But I have a friend who is a Ravens fan. Okay? And he would be the first to anybody. He will trust me. I haven't gotten his assessment yet because he's been busy doing God knows what. But I could guarantee you, his assessment. Like if he hears my assessment, he will agree with it because he did hear it on my last episode. So, how is Deshaun Watson? Again, like I said earlier in this episode, you got 6 good quarters out of him in 2 years. You've gotten a lot more better quarterback play out of Lamar than you have Deshaun Watson. Look at Lamar Jackson. He's playing at that level again that he was in his rookie year. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's playing at that level again. The Ravens are one of those teams where you legitimately can put them in the Super Bowl discussion. Mm-hmm. You can put them there. They have an amazing defense. Roquan Smith has made that defense that much better.
Yep.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And this is coming from a Steelers fan because, again, you have to give credit where credit's due. It's just something you have to do.
Yep.
But I can't take this guy seriously talking about Deshaun Watson has outplayed Lamar Jackson. You're going based off one game. In a game where Baltimore, at the end, kind of shits the bed. And in essence, you gift Cleveland a game. Okay? Which seems to be the only way Cleveland could get a win is if you gift it to them. And I think we all know where I'm going with that. NFL officiating. But
hey, Jim, hold on a second. I'd like to cut you off. I got 30 more seconds because I want you to save your best bullets for the last part of this fucking clip, all right? Because we're at 29 seconds. And then you're probably going to change your fucking take. Not change your take, but probably even get more upset because what he says next is even more stupid.
Brady Quinn, they do not both make the 2nd and 19 throw and make the 1st and 10 scramble. If you can go to Baltimore versus the best defense in football, and win that game with a game-winning drive because your kicker, Dustin Hopkins, missed the extra point that would have tied it up 31-31. If you can march down the field, convert 2nd and 19 after your left tackle gives up a sack, then convert 1st and 10 when a first-round pick is screaming unblocked, you pay Deshaun Watson for that. He did that. I think he's worth the money. Deshaun Watson.
Bro.
Is this fucking guy kidding me?
Bro,
are you kidding me, Emmanuel? You gotta be fucking kidding me! You're a fucking asshole! What?
Douchebag.
One good play, and we're anointing Watson like fucking Joe Namath or fucking John Davis. Get the fuck out of here! You gotta be fucking kidding me! Deshaun Watson is a fucking joke of a fucking quarterback. He can't stay healthy. He's worth all that money for one play? Are you fucking out of your mind, Emmanuel Outro? I want your fucking four-eyed bitch ass on this show live so we could fucking dispute this shit. Because I'm not Skip Bayless, motherfucker. I know my shit. You don't. You're an asshole. I've never gotten this fired up on a douchebag of the week. The anger, oh, my blood is fucking boiling. It's that or it's the prime that's fucking hitting. Either which way, it doesn't matter. You're a fucking douchebag for that take. The fact that you're bringing up names like Brady Quinn, where's he at? At home fucking jerking off, okay? Where's Johnny Manziel? At a bar getting drunk somewhere, snorting coke off a college fucking horse snatch, okay? That's where the fuck he is. Baker Mayfield had made plays like that well before Watson was
absolutely.
So shut the fuck up, Emmanuel. Shut the fuck up, you cocksucker. Get this guy off the fucking screen before I fucking punch the fucking windshield. I can't look at him. He's got such a punchable face. I had respect for him after that fucking clip. Go fucking suck a fucking fat one. He's fucking worse. He's worse than Skip Bayless. Worse. He's worse than Colin fucking Cowherd. I can't believe I'm saying it. Oh, Maron.
Hey, listen. You know what? Well, what is he's a fucking Mama Luke? Kind of like that's another.
This fucking guy is a fucking chooch bag. He's a fucking chooch. Look at him. Oh, asshole. Fucking asshole. That's got to be one of the dumbest takes I've ever heard in my life. The dumbest take ever. Ever. Capital E, lowercase ver. Ever. Horrible. Horrible take. How are you on TV? Guys like you and me should be on fucking TV because obviously either this was fucking scripted for him to say or he's really that fucking dumb to have said it. One of the two.
I get it. You know, they've gotten all these back quarterbacks. And as much as I'm not a fan of Baker Mayfield, but Baker had 1,000 times more heart than this guy and made better plays with less than Deshaun has and has some winning game drives as well. And that's saying a lot, all right? Baker played hurt like a motherfucker. This guy's out for the season. This guy never played hurt, all right? Honestly, you cannot take a 20 for 34, 213 pass yards day, touchdown in a fucking INT and say this guy's earning his money. Listen, brother, I'm going to go back to these fucking stats and we got to call this quit. The 12 fucking games, 59% completion percentage, 14 touchdowns, 9 INTs, 42 QBR, 6.5 average pass per yard. That is not a $230 million man. All right, brother? No. Let's keep it gangsta. The fact that you said he's earning his paycheck, he ain't earning his goddamn. I don't want to say that. I'm a fucking Catholic, dude. I can't say that shit. But you always made me fuck up, Emmanuel. He's not earning his darn paycheck. All right? That is bullshit. All right? And that is like the worst take I've ever heard in my life after fucking winning drive.
And this is the thing where, with Baker Mayfield, my only issue with Baker Mayfield was this, is that he overhyped this shit franchise and overhyped himself. But did that guy play with a ton of fucking heart and balls?
Yep.
Yes, he did. That guy had the same injury that Deshaun Watson has right now. And you know what he did? He went to fucking Walgreens, bought a fucking copper fit fucking shoulder brace, and went out the following week and played. Do you want to know why? Because Baker Mayfield, as much as I don't want to give him credit, had bigger balls and a bigger heart than fucking Deshaun Watson. The only place Deshaun Watson has balls in is a fucking massage parlor.
That's the only time his balls are actually on display.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, bro. We usually leave these fireworks for the end, but this one we have to tailor in. Throw it in there after the Deshaun Watson discussion. Emmanuel, I do like you. I have some takes I dig about this guy because he's not but this one right here, you just can't say that, dude, just because it's a talking point. I don't know if your show has any ratings and you want to kind of clout chase. I don't know what was behind this, but that is the stupidest fucking take I've ever heard in my life. I
really hope that somebody told him he had to say it. I really hope, because again, he does have some good takes. I'm not going to
Mhm.
take that away from him. But that, I'm sorry, was almost as bad as going to a bar and looking at a fucking 4, thinking it's a fucking 8 because
Yep.
they surround themselves around fucking stewed fish that make a 4 look like a fucking 8. That's what that fucking outtake was like. Sorry, Emmanuel Oucho. Sorry, but that fucking take blew shits for Skittles, my friend. Sorry. And I don't get how as a man you could sit there on TV and stand by that take. You can't. There's no way.
That's
There's
bullshit.
no
It
way.
is. Oh man. How's the cigar going, by the way? Let's go ahead and slow these things down a little bit, bro. I want to make sure. Oh, look at that shit. No, let me tell you, that rare pink, ladies and gentlemen. I've never had one. The closest I've had to that has been the Opus X, which is a great fucking stick as well. That's kind of in the same neighborhood. Pink is definitely higher. And
And for those who
right.
don't know, Arturo Fuente apparently names these cigars after like sex stuff because like he was a huge like fucking horn dog apparently and still is. So they actually called
Bro,
this one the sophisticated hooker, which is kind of a horrible play on words because what hooker have you ever met that's been sophisticated? Because if they were sophisticated, they wouldn't really be hookers unless they're high-priced escorts.
brother, what Cuban was not a what was Cuba was not a big horn dog. I'll tell you right now, the Tito Fuentes family, and that's what I tell people. Right? Remember, and we're gonna, kind of like off script a little bit here. I always told you, right? Me having access to Cuban cigars, I smoked a lot, right? Because I have family still in the country, and I'm not gonna tell you how I get them in here, bro. Fuck that. You're not gonna get me locked up. Um, but I've always told people, dude, Arturo Fuente, the Opus X, that one right there, can rival any pure Cuban Cohiba, Montecristo. It doesn't matter, bro. It'll rival it to the bone. I'm gonna tell you why. The same fucking seed. Those people left Cuba, went to Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, bought a bunch of land, brought the seeds over, and planted the same freaking thing. The soil is the same. I'm gonna tell you right now, coming from a Cuban individual who smokes shitload of Cubans, there's no effing difference because it's the same damn seed, and they took it to a same area, Dominican Republic and Nicaragua, where it's the same weather, same soil, same conditions to fucking grow that masterpiece Jim is smoking right now. So just a little take. When everybody mentions Cuban cigars, it's the only reason why they're so fucking great. They're good. They're definitely out there. It's because you can't get them.
Yeah.
When you can't get something, guess what? It's going to become pricey and it's going to become very, very wanted.
Not only that, it tastes so much better when it's for free.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. You got how many? 3? 2? What did you get?
I have another one the same size. That one I actually paid for
Okay.
because obviously because at the thing they had this whole Rocky Patel thing. It was like buy 3. They had like a buy 3 for 50. Then you get into the raffle. So I bought that. I bought a couple other sticks when I was there, and I dropped a little bit more than I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But you know what? I always got to support South Shore Cigar any way that I can.
Anniversary, baby. Anniversary. You went out there, bro. Loyalty.
Whether it's walking in and buying something or like when I promote an episode of us doing a show, blah, 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 whatever, I always, make reference, hey, the cigars are always coming from South Shore Cigar, whether Chris gives me one on the arm, like, hey, smoke this one on the show tonight. And like, there's a lot of cigar lounges in America, but there's only a handful of lounges where the owners and the workers that work for them actually know about each product and will actually point you in the right direction. So like Chris and Evan, especially Chris, he knows his shit. Like he actually got to meet Arturo Fuente at the Greenwich Village Tobacconist or something like that. It was some event that he went to.
Go.
So
Rest
he
in peace. Go.
got to meet the other Carlito Fuente. I think he met.
Yeah, because
and
Pops passed a few years away. Rest in peace. One of the goats in the cigar biz, bro, in the industry.
And he but like when you're in that type of business, you absorb knowledge and then you use that, and that's something that Chris and Evan are very good at. That's why I enjoy going there. There's other lounges I go to and I'm like, hey, what's this cigar made out of? They go, tobacco. Oh, okay, so you don't want to like point me in the right direction of a good stick. So you know what? fuck you. I won't give you any business. Fuck you then.
No,
Yeah,
look, the mark of it's customer service, right? And when you like treat your customers, whether they're buying one stick or a box, and you give them
Yeah.
the same type of treatment, which is the time. When I first started out, it was one of those things. Like now, I go in, I know what to pick, right? But then
Yeah.
once in a while, I like to be like, "Yo, man, it's been a while." I'm like, "What can you refer that's new?" And I'm looking between this and this, and they'll be like, "Yo, here you go, man." Because to me, it's also a lot about budget, right? So when I go in there, I'm like, "Listen, what's a good $10 stick?" Right? And they'll
Yeah.
be like, "Yo, this is a great $10 steak. This right here is like the fucking best $10 steaks." If I'll be honest with you, when they tell you this $10 steak is the equivalent of that $18 steak over there, that's a different brand. Guess what? That's how you know it's a mark of a good spot that they're willing to give you what you're looking for, which to me is absolutely fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Did your
Yeah.
battery run out, bro?
Yeah. But well, like that's the thing, like because like when I go there, they normally, they kind of know where I'm already going, or they just let me, do my thing. But like if they get a new cigar line in, Chris will be like, "Hey, listen, I got this new cigar line in. I already tried it. I love it. Here, you know what? Try it. Don't even pay for it. Let me know what you think." So like they actually value the customer's opinion, which is something that a lot of other places just
Well,
don't do. They do, and that's to me what sets them apart from everyone else.
it's what has gone lost in industries like retail in that manner, right?
Yeah.
So, fuck, Jim, I can't see where you're at, bro. Oh, there you go. There you go. You're back in the screen.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Right.
I'm just trying to stay in the light. I fucking found this light, and then I was trying to charge it, and it didn't
Yeah.
charge it, and I can't find the charger for it. So fuck it.
Staying, Jim, in the conversation of the AFC North, man. Do you think the Bengals are ruining Joe B?
I've been reading a lot about that today, actually, and the comparison is to Andrew Luck.
That's crazy.
And the fact that in 150, however many games Andrew Luck played, and the amount of times he was sacked is kind of the reason why he retired at such a young age. And a lot of people shit on him for it. I don't.
Me neither.
Because you got to think about your health is the main thing. I mean, how are you going to provide? I don't know if the guy's married or not, has kids. I honestly don't care. I'm not Andrew Luck. I'm me. But you got to think about your health, especially if you're a guy who has a family or wants to have a family. How you going to have a family when you're in a fucking wheelchair and can't get your dick up?
Yep.
And that's something where, are the Bengals doing Burrow a favor? Like, they probably look at it like this. Well, bro, we gave you the money. So now it's your job to perform whether we protect you or not. And it's like, that's kind of not the way to look at it. Like, this is your franchise quarterback.
Absolutely.
And you're going to pay him.
Who's a pretty fucking good one, too. You know what I mean? Who's a rare breed.
Yeah. Hey, there's not many that come out in the league and adapt right away the way that he did. So, you got to really, they're kind of fucking him.
Dude.
But I don't see Joe Burrow going the Andrew Luck route and being like, what? I'm going to walk away, take my guaranteed money, and just say, fuck you. Would I blame him if he did that? I'll be honest, no. Even if Joe Burrow was the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you flip-flop the scenarios, and this is going on in Pittsburgh, and Joe Burrow was the quarterback, and they weren't protecting him, and he's getting hurt every year, and if he said, you know what, I got to walk away from the game, it would hurt to see it from the fan perspective, but from the humanity side of it, because again, this is what people forget. Yes, these guys are athletes, but they're human beings like you and me. So you got to look at it from that standpoint. And there are people that can't separate the two. Like, they don't know where one line ends and the other one begins. And you have to look at it like when Andrew Luck did it, people are like, oh, I can't believe this guy did it in the prime of his career. There's a reason why guys like Barry Sanders retired at a young
Megatron.
Megatron, the same thing. There are guys that, they did it and they had their reasons. And Andrew Luck had a valid reason. You drafted him, and then after he retires, you went and built an offensive line. That made no fucking sense to do.
Nope. So with Joey B right now, right? This is his second season-ending injury in just 4 years. I haven't seen that offensive line get better. When they lost in the Super Bowl, if they had a better offensive line, they would have won that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And again, every year he starts. And look, give the kid credit. That guy, Joe Burrow should have never played the first 2 fucking games of the season after he got hurt after his calf injury. You know what I'm saying? You should have let him heal it.
Yeah.
But he went out there. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play for the team. Whatever." It was up to him. They did. Kudos to him. Big balls. I like those type of quarterbacks, right? I like the guys that got a heart, because you know what? In that position, not only you got to be good up here, good with this right here,
Yeah.
good athletically, be a leader, but you also have a lot of heart, man. You know what I mean? Because you kind of lead these cats. But the fact
Yeah.
that these guys haven't done much to improve the offensive line, it sucks, bro. It really, really sucks. And I know, everybody's bitching and moaning about, okay, so what happened? Did they break the, injury policy, right? The Bengals did, because he had I mean, I don't know. It goes here and there. That's got to get investigated. But at the end of the day, man, Joe Burrow, after giving everything he gave this year, playing hurt all freaking season until like a couple of games ago, but he finally, after the bye weeks, was looking like the old Joey Buckets, and playing and looking comfortable. For him to go out like this, it wasn't his fault. I
No.
think it just goes back to the Bengals are not doing as much as they should to protect the franchise player, the guy you just gave him the shitload of money this offseason. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
And that's the same thing like with you guys. Like, finally, Andrew Thomas becomes a decent left tackle. Evan Neal has done nothing.
Yep.
And now Daniel Jones is out the whole year because you have this makeshift offensive line that can't protect them. And then, the argument is, and I kind of agree with it, that, again, you paid the wrong guy. But, it's one of those, like, in the Cincinnati case, I mean, Bengals fans' argument will be, well, he has Jamar Chase, he has T. Higgins, he has Boyd, he has Mixon, he's got this guy, so he should be able to get the ball out faster. No, it's not the point.
No.
You need time in the pocket for a play to progress. So, like, obviously, if every wide receiver is locked down, you need that extra time in the pocket for one to get free.
Like
you
my boy,
you can't do that when you're laying on your fucking back.
There we go.
And getting fucking torn apart to fucking shreds. Granted, this injury was one throwing where he was hit the previous week, but I mean, they got to do something. I mean, this team is right there. They're I hate to say it, they are a legitimate threat when Burrow is healthy, but this kid's not going to last if you don't protect him. The Bengals are not going to get to where they want to be, and that's a Super Bowl team. Without an offensive line to protect him. It's just not going to happen, and they need to fix it, whether it's through the draft, free agency, whatever it is. They have to figure out something, or this kid is going to wind up in a fucking Tua Tagovailoa situation where he's a hit away from being a fucking vegetable in a wheelchair, drinking all his fucking food out of a straw. It gets to a point where also, too, with Joe Burrow, how much more abuse do I have to take to win for you guys? I think he's taken enough.
Yep. Like my boy Cricket says in every show, it's hard to throw the football from your back.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, Cricket, if you're watching. Very good point. I like that take.
It's very simple, right? And it tells you, when you're on your back, you can't throw the fucking football, right?
No, you can't. And the thing that you have to realize, Cincinnati doesn't have a quarterback that's built like a Josh Allen, that's built like a Big Ben, that can take those hits. But even taking those hits over the course of how many years?
It's not a good recipe.
It's not good. And you saw it with Ben. There's a reason why Tom Brady lasted so long, because offensive lines protected him throughout his 20-plus years in New England and then in Tampa for the 1 year where they won.
Yep.
Okay. Big Ben could still be playing if the offensive lines that used to protect him were still the same when they left and they had to replace those guys. Big Ben would still be playing if you had those offensive lines. Guys like Lamar Jackson, who constantly have to scramble because the offensive line can't protect him, he's another guy where, he's got all the talent in the world, but he's a hit away too from his career. And you're paying these guys top dollar, and that's the biggest risk. And that's why when these quarterbacks get these overinflated deals, it's not me having the issue with you getting your money because you put the work in to get it. but it's one of those where the team is taking such a gamble on a guy like Lamar because of his style of play. And Joe Burrow doesn't play that style.
No.
He's not like Jalen Hurts where he could scramble. He's not like Mahomes where he could scramble, or Lamar. Joe Burrow is that old school quarterback. He's like a Montana. Stand in the pocket, throw the ball, and that's it.
I mean, he's mobile enough to run for, first down, but that's not his thing. He's not going to bootleg everything. You know what I'm saying, dude? He's not going to do that. He's still stay out there, has good footwork where he can get away from certain things and let it rip. But yeah,
if the Bengals want to be, again, like I said, a Super Bowl contending team, you got to protect the franchise guy. You got to protect the biggest piece on your offense, your general, and that's Joe Burrow. So I don't know what Cincinnati's going to do to fix it, but if we're having the same discussion next year that Joe Burrow's hurt again, and if Cincinnati Bengals fans don't realize that the problem isn't being fixed, if I'm Joe Burrow, this is what I say: fuck this, I'm out. I pull an Andrew Luck.
Bro, we're having the same conversation 4 years later. All right,
Yeah.
he got rookie season, out the season, shitty offensive line, right? He got sacked like crazy second season. Same thing last year. This year, he's out. He's out because of an injury that they couldn't protect him. It is what it is, man. I mean, honestly, they need to get it right. I mean,
you don't want to have this conversation in 4 years.
Yep.
Had they built him an offensive line, and knock on wood, this doesn't happen, because God forbid this were to happen. I would feel so bad if I predict this and it comes to fruition. And you don't want to see this. But if we're having this discussion and he's in a fucking wheelchair,
yeah, that sucks.
The Bengals organization should really be kicking themselves in their own fucking dicks or in each other's dicks for not protecting this kid. And again, you never want to see injuries in football, even if it's a team you hate. You never want to see it. And go back to Nick Chubb, the Nick Chubb injury, right? That's one. Listen, it was a freak occurrence, but you don't want to see it.
No, it's fucking gruesome and gnarly, man. I mean, you don't want nobody to go through that shit, especially somebody that's going to lose money.
Yeah.
Because of it. It's your livelihood, right? You know what I'm saying? That's their livelihood. These players' livelihood, whether you're an all-star or a pro bowler or just a guy, man, in the offensive line that wants to make it a career, now that's their livelihood. That's why they make their money. That's why they put in food on the table, raising a family and all that kind of shit. So you don't want them to go out that way, right? That's kind of like that's human nature. That's the human factor nature, right?
You're not going to do that if you're fucking in a wheelchair.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's a lot of things that happens. Even for a regular guy like you and I, there's a lot of shit we won't be able to do in a wheelchair that won't be able to provide for our family. So it really goes down. It's really fucked up. I honestly think they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Don't ruin this quarterback, bro, because 2 season-ending injuries in 4 years, it's way too much in my book for somebody as valuable as that guy for the Bengals.
It absolutely is, because when you have these matchups, like if Burrow wasn't hurt, this Steeler-Bengal matchup becomes even sexier now, because it's the second-year quarterback in Kenny Pickett versus Joe Burrow. Can Kenny Pickett take himself to another level against this offensive juggernaut that is the Cincinnati Bengals? And now you don't get to see that this year. And chances are, if they don't do anything in the offseason to bolster this offensive line, you won't see it again.
Yep.
Because it's only a matter of time of what week will Burrow be out for the rest of the year. What's the next injury going to be? Because once you're hurt this many times, you don't always come back as the same guy you were before the injury. And we've seen it time and time again. Devin Bush, when he tore his ACL and then came back, was not the same Devin Bush he was when we drafted him. He was a shell of his former self. That's why Devin Bush got the criticism that he got. And that's why Devin Bush is no longer on the Steeler team, because he just mailed it in and said, I'm not risking myself anymore. Now, do I blame him for having that mentality? No, but that mentality hurt the rest of your team.
Dude, what's crazy is that they were down 14-10 before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Joey doesn't get hurt, the Bengals win that game.
Yeah, and I start my week out 0-1 instead of 1-0 in the Steel and Teal picks.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, actually, dude, I almost hit my. So I played 2 parlays. One of them hit 3 out of 4. It was two. I had a 3-leg one, and then I did another 4-leg one, right? And of course, one had to do with anytime touchdown with Mark Andrews. A shit went out the window the first play.
Yeah, but with that one though, it winds up getting voided. So
it depends if you have DraftKings, but when you play like in Florida where there's no, you play internationally, bro, that shit doesn't get voided. But my 3-legged one, which it prevented it to come to fruition, was I picked the Bengals to win the first half, the over in the game, which both hits, and the Bengals to win the game. At 14-10, I'll guarantee you that the Bengals were in it to win it, and the Bengals are a really good second half team. All right? Just like your boy, Pizza Boy, what is it, Dan Portnoy, his fucking name? He's trying to do a class action lawsuit for like everybody out there because he lost like a shitload of money because he betted on the Bengals. Just suing for like $1 million the NFL right now for improper reporting of the injury and shit like that. That remains to be seen. It has to be investigated. So he's out there again, putting in the video. I don't know if it's all clout. Dude. Just gotta get
that's all that really is. Just like his fucking pizza reviews. It's all for clout. It's all for clickbait. It's all for fucking. Every time you watch his video, he gets paid. Unfortunately, being on TikTok, 90% of the videos is that fucking douche nozzle. But the thing is this: can you really knock the guy's hustle from making a buck?
No,
I can't.
Not at all. Not at all. And and again, everybody's gonna jump on this. The coach is saying that he's was wearing just a compression brace or whatever the case it was. A lot of people played it, which is true. There's some truth to that. But it is what it is. The bottom line to me is not that they did not report the injury, or whatever the case may be. It's the fact that the Browns should have done better. They need to do better by the franchise quarterback. That's not Daniel Jones back there throwing the fucking football. This is Joe Burrow, all right, bro? This dude is different, all right? He's a generational fucking talent. Let's get freaking serious out of here, right? Whether you're a fan or not, being a rival in the Steelers, right? It is what it is. I mean, imagine Joey in your squad with your your offensive line is not any better, but it would be a little bit different. So
sometimes I dream about it. I'll be honest. I mean, I like Kenny Pickett, but Kenny Pickett still got a lot of work to do. He's got to improve vastly. And some of the Kenny Pickett criticism is spot on where he is. I've said it too, where he isn't accurate. He doesn't read the full progression of the field. Because like on the 2 shows I did today, I mentioned it where Kenny has one target in mind. So if you're running like a quick little check down and it's to Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, regardless if they're covered by a guy of the same height, or a guy who's freakishly taller than him, or by 3 different guys, he's still going to try to force it in there. And Kenny can't do that. You have to read the progressions on the field. And in order to do that, Dan Moore actually has to block people instead of letting them run by, or Dan Moore is going to be with Evan Neal working at fucking Good Burger. Yep. That's what's going to happen. They'll both be fucking burger flippers. All right?
Absolutely.
That's what's going to happen. That's why left tackles get paid what they get paid to protect the quarterback's blind side. There was a whole movie made about it. There's a reason why guys there was a reason why that they got paid. Go back to Lawrence Taylor sacking Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Okay. That's why they get paid what they get paid. That's why they are the second highest paid offensive weapons on the offensive side of the ball after the quarterback. And Dan Moore does not do that. Cincinnati apparently doesn't have that at all. So that's why Joe Burrow's hurt.
Absolutely. Oh, man. Yo, come here. Whoever's watching, bro, I told you, you're not going to get disappointed today, man. We're bringing the fucking heat as hot as these fucking stogies who are burning nice and white ashy. You know what I'm saying?
The whiter the ash, the better the smoke.
That's right, brother. That's right. That is absolutely right, man. All right. Listen, now let's move on to some pickings. But before we move on to some pickings, let me give you guys here a word from my sponsors at BetUS. Again, 125% bonus. All right, sign-on bonus. Both me and Jim. You could go to his Twitter. He has a code for himself. I got my link. It's got to be in this bio. I mean, in the description of the video. The highest sign-in bonus of 125% in the business. BetUS where the game begins.
I've been to 56 straight home games.
I've tailgated 61 times.
I've been to 31 practices.
I've collected 17 autographs.
I've had 27 beers spilt on me. Make that 28.
I've got one sports book.
I've got one sports book.
I've got one sports book.
BetUS.com.
Sign up at BetUS and get a massive 125% bonus.
All right, and we're gonna leave the dumbass of the week for last, but we're moving quite along, and we're
and just so everybody knows, this is a perfect dumbass of the week. That's all I'm going to tell you. I actually had a hand in picking this one out.
Yep.
It will not disappoint, and it comes with a lot of scrutiny because a lot of people have come out and have spoken about it, but we'll discuss that more.
Yeah, we get to it. But before that, dude, just we gotta do some pick'ems, bro. Let's do some NFL pick'ems. We didn't do them last week because we had a really full show. But let's go ahead. Let me share my screen here, man. I haven't made my pick'ems yet. I'm part of this kind of group league where we at the end of the season, the ones with the best percentage. Of course, I completely dropped the ball here. I took the Bengals, but like everybody else in America or in the world who picked the Bengals got fucked.
Yep.
I already picked this one by accident, bro. So I got some of these right here, but you let me know what you think. Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think I have to.
Listen,
I don't think I have to
I'm gonna say this because obviously everybody's on the below IQ app known as Twitter.
I picked them before fucking Deshaun got hurt.
So the thing that I'm seeing is it's a lot of these Steeler fans out there are saying this is going to be a cakewalk. It's not the case because people are forgetting that Cleveland defense is still fucking good.
It is.
So, that's one of those, that's what's going to keep Cleveland in this game. It's the same thing with Pittsburgh's defense is why it keeps them in games and close games because of the defense. This is not going to be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination unless Myles Garrett goes down and there's just a plethora of injuries on Cleveland's defense where they're trotting out fucking Kevin Stefanski in pads at this point. Okay? I have this game literally coming down to Chris Boswell's leg. Whether it's at the end, whether it's at the end of the game or at some point where it's just a field goal that gives them the lead and Cleveland just can't score after that. I mean, other people, like I was on Brutally Honest Sports podcast earlier. Aaron has them winning by a touchdown, which, again, that could happen as well.
Ooh, you got the Steelers winning by a touchdown?
He does. But, yeah, he does. But me being realistic and seeing how the Steelers have to come back and win games, it's always a one-possession score, whether it's a field goal or it's a fucking touchdown. I think it's really just going to come down to a field goal. I have to be a realistic fan. I have to, when you take all the other games into account that they've won, they haven't won by a huge margin. It's not like they're out there winning by 14, 17 points. They're winning by like 5, 4, 3, 6, so it's going to be with watching Steeler football. And I might actually have to do this. I might do another live one like that you got the preview of.
Yep.
I don't know yet. I got to see. It's like watching it is so stressful. It's like being a pregnant woman. And this isn't a knock on pregnant women. So any women that are watching, it's not a knock. It's what I mean by that is you go through, the hot, cold moments. You're happy. You say like all the different emotions you feel in a 9-month pregnancy, you feel in a 4-quarter football game of Pittsburgh Steeler football. And that's what this game's going to be. It's going to be I hate to say it because they call themselves the dog pound, but it's going to be a dog fight. It's not going to be a pretty game. It's going to be physical. It's going to be up close in your fucking face. There's going to be some brutal hits in this game. There's going to be, everything you want is going to be in this game. But I have Pittsburgh winning by 3.
And I think the under on this fucking game is like one of the lowest ever. Over under is like 30 points or something like that, bro. It's like 32. It's crazy. Because
I would probably, if I was going to bet this game, I would probably take the under because of the defenses.
Yep, I think so too. And a rookie quarterback for Cleveland, I think it's going to have a hard time out there.
As far as passing, yeah, but with Hunt and Jerome Ford, it's going to be kind of hard because the run defense isn't always that great. Mm-hmm. And, you're down Quan Alexander for the year. So at the linebacker position, you're kind of hurting there and you're thin. I mean, but Landon Roberts has been good at the run stop defense. So I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be a dogfight. But if you're a degenerate gambler and you bet everything in the game down to what color fucking underwear is Watson wearing at the massage parlor, I mean, I would take the under.
Okay. Okay. Now, Jim, the next game, and before I move on to the next game, Jim, I'm going to leave you solo on this game. I've had like 3 beers, and I really need to go to the bathroom. So you know what I'm saying, dude. So regardless of what I just, regardless of what I just picked, because I won't make it. I'm gonna piss on myself, dude. Regardless of what I picked here, let me know what your honest opinion. Justin Fields is back this week, okay, and I think also Khalil Herbert, if that makes a difference. Tell the folks, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Tell the folks what's your honest take on this game, and who do you have? 9.5 is the spread.
9.5. Oof. Oof. 9.5. I mean, Detroit's been on a fucking roll, though. I mean, they're just putting up points left and right. I mean, they barely escaped the Chargers, but the Chargers defense is hit and miss. But I got to take the fucking. I would take the Bears based on the spread, but the Lions to win it. That's what I would do. But I mean, others will take the Bears. People think now with Justin Fields being back that he's going to be the Justin Fields he was. But people have to realize he's coming back from an injury, so it's going to be a little bit for him to adjust and acclimate back to, being on the field. So I would, if you're going to bet it, I would bet solely just on the spread. I would take the Bears with the spread, but I'm going with the Lions. This Lion team I said it in the offseason. I've been saying it for months since the draft. This Lions team is a team with a lot of upswing. The ceiling is high for them. Goff is playing like that LA Ram Goff that he was. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's fucking being more used than Bijan in Atlanta. Amon St. Brown is the focal point as the wide receiver. Laporte is great at at tight end. And the biggest thing that Detroit did that Cincinnati didn't do was that they got themselves an offensive lineman that can actually protect the quarterback. So, again, Bears by the spread, but Lions to win the game. Because I'm not sold on Chicago, and that's not a knock on Justin Fields. It's just one of those, I just think this Detroit Lion team is on a tear, and I don't think anybody right now can really, really fucking stop them. I just don't think anybody could stop the Lions right now. But like I was saying, now you're back from your piss break.
I heard everything you said.
Listen, I don't fucking blame you one bit. I know what it's like, but here's the problem though. After taking a piss, you now crack the seal.
No, hold on a second. Let me rephrase what I was to say. So I told you earlier, I had a lot of things going on today. One of them was a party that we went to honor some of our patriarchs of our family. They're 80, 86, and 80. It's one of those things that they're going downhill. So we got together with the fam, and I had probably like 5 beers there. So I broke the seal like 4 hours ago. So I had like about 3. Yeah. So dude, it's one of those things that I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it, dude. At 45 years old, I cannot hold, a fucking, you can't hold the load as much as you used to, bro. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for understanding. Yo, thank you for keeping on the show. I appreciate that shit. We're real as we can get. I don't think anybody wanted me to go around the corner of that house, my house backyard here, and take a leak, bro. I think that would have been unprofessional. But that's what I would do occasionally if I'm smoking a cigar out here instead of going inside the house. I would probably go around the house. That's how I get down, bro. I mean, Brooklyn, dude, we pissed all over the fucking place. It's hard to go upstairs out of you stupid shit. So
yeah.
No, I'm with you. Whatever you said was great because I think the Lions are going to take this. They are one of the better teams in the NFL. If you're picking the Chicago Bears, regardless of how high that freaking spread is, you don't like money. What do you think of this one? The Chargers and the Green Bay Packers. I already pre-picked the Chargers. Packers have not looked great after the first 3 games of the season.
Honestly, I am not sold on Jordan Love. And again, this is the same problem going back to the Rodgers era.
Absolutely.
And granted, there's a huge difference between Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. So before everybody goes, whoa, you're really putting Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love in the same discussion. No, what I'm saying is you I mean, granted, he has younger weapons. With Watson and Romeo Dobbs. You have Dylan and Jones in the backfield.
Dude.
But Jordan Love was not the right option to draft to replace Aaron Rodgers. And Green Bay shit the bed with that pick.
Whoa.
They could have waited.
Way too fucking early to draft that guy.
They could have waited till the year after or even the year after that. And then said, okay, Aaron, you know what? You're getting a lot older. We're not winning with you. We got to go a different direction. Whatever it is. And I understand Aaron Rodgers' outlook on it was, well, I could have won you more Super Bowls had you drafted me some fucking weapons, and not me have to make the weapons, which is part of a QB's job. If people really want to be honest, if you really want to be honest about it, QB's job is to make the weapons around you. Whether they are the guy that comes out of Ohio State or Michigan, minus the cheating, or if they come out of Penn State, Notre Dame, it doesn't matter. The QB's job is to make everyone around them a weapon. Tom Brady was good at taking no names and making them relevant. Aaron Rodgers was good at doing that as well. So was Ben Roethlisberger. So was Eli Manning. Jordan Love is not the guy to do it.
No.
You have these guys that are in their prime now. Christian Watson's a talented wide receiver. Dobbs is a talented wide receiver. But they're not going to get any touchdowns or catches with Jordan Love overthrowing them, underthrowing them, not being able to read routes, or whatever the fuck it is that's going on there in fucking cheese land. And I said it at the beginning of the year that Green Bay would be in the cellar, and that's exactly where they're going to wind up. And you have to, if Green Bay's smart in this draft, you have to find the replacement to Jordan Love now. You just have to do it. And people are going to say that I'm crazy for that outlook on it. But he's not the guy. It's the same problem in Atlanta. Desmond Ridder is not the guy.
No.
But the Chargers. First, what's the spread on the game?
2.5.
Wow, with the Chargers offense and it's that low.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I'm shocked. I mean, this is like a very dude. Don't fucking even hesitate. Chargers 2.5 all fucking day. This is one of my spread. I'm taking this fucking spread, no doubt about it.
Eckler's gonna run all over. Fucking Keenan Allen's going to have a day.
Absolutely. Honestly, again, Jordan Love sold some, actually had a little bit of a smoke and mirror kind of show. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the first couple of games, because he was like, he threw for like 6 touchdowns, even though he didn't throw for a lot of yards and shit like that. Oh shit, here we go, baby. The guy has 6 touchdowns. After that, the fucking guy hasn't been able to find the end zone or find a wide receiver on cue. Not because of the wide receiver wasn't running the right route, because he couldn't fucking hit the wide receiver himself. So.
Well, the only reason why Green Bay's got as many wins as they have is because Atlanta shit the bed against them. The Saints shit the bed against them.
Yep.
So there's wins that, in essence, you were gifted. Like Atlanta was like, here. Atlanta was like, here, have this win. We're giving it to you. Here, take it. We don't need it because we're fucking mid, and we don't even use our rookie running back for shit.
Atlanta, mid-team, lower than mid. All right. Here's the crazy thing. Atlanta's a quarterback away from bringing a really decent team. Right? Bijan. Back up with Tyler Algier. Drake London is a fucking beast. All right, bro? All right? Kyle
Pitts would be a beast if they fucking used him. He's open. That guy's literally standing in front of my front door right now. He's wide open. Come on.
That dude is as open as 7-Eleven, bro. He just doesn't get the goods.
Hashtag free Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, free Kyle Pitts. Free everybody in that shitty ass lineup. Here we go, baby. The Vegas Raiders, 5-5 against the Miami Dolphins. Miami cannot beat an over 500 team. They should be able to beat a 500 team, right? After a loss.
They should, and I picked them in the Steel and Teal picks. But I like the road this Raider team is going. I said it on Brutally Honest earlier. I like the fact that they are like the first franchise that has a minority president, minority GM, minority coach. Antonio Pierce, I love.
Giant goat, baby.
I love like the story how like when he coached high school football and like the team was up like 64-0, and he's like, that's not enough. Like, I want you to score more. He's got these guys. It's the Dan Campbell
playing great.
It's the Dan Campbell effect in Detroit.
Yeah. Meathead
He's
style,
got
baby.
these guys wanting to run through a wall. It's a different mentality now in Vegas, now that McDaniels is out. What people don't realize is that the GM at the time was talking McDaniels out of not bringing in Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, somebody should have been talking Mark Davis out of hiring Josh McDaniels as the fucking head coach.
That would have been the first choice, all right?
Had you had done this at the beginning of the year, if you had just made Aiden O'Connell your starting quarterback with Antonio Pierce as the head coach, this Raider team's not 5-5. They're above 500 because their defense, their secondary spotty, even with Marcus Peters, but Max Crosby doesn't get the credit he truly deserves. Granted, he doesn't. Granted, he smokes little midget ass cigars that I don't fucking like, or almost uses racial slurs in videos to get people to show up to a game.
He likes short stories, bro. You know, he likes the little shit. You know what I'm saying? That's.
But regardless, this guy is another guy you could put in the conversation. You know, yeah, definitely. He's got the tattoos for a reason. He's fucking compensating for something. But that's a guy that will run through a wall to get to the quarterback.
Nah, he's a beast.
And the only issue is Miami is too loaded in the offense. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Mozart, fucking A-Chain coming back.
Is coming back, dude. This guy, before he got hurt for like 3 fucking games, was leading the league in fucking rushing touchdowns, all-purpose yards. I mean, and after a loss, they're gonna be coming hard to win. You know, maybe 11.5 seems high, but that Miami offense, when they play mediocre teams, usually beat the spread.
The only reason why I would say this is take the Raiders for the spread, but Miami to win is because that front line in Vegas on the defensive side is that good with Max Crosby. So
they'll give Tua some issues.
Tua is going to be doing his best Bryce Young impersonation, and he's going to be running around a lot. But the difference is he's not going to be able to sack Tua all game like he was able to get to Tommy DeVito and Zach Wilson. He's not going to be able to do that because Tua has the weapons to get the ball to in all those situations, whether it's Hill for a quick five down check down that turns into a 30-yard gain or whatever it is, or even if he has to scramble, he's going to get away. But because he's going to be under pressure, I don't see them scoring a lot of points unless this run game just decimates that defensive line.
And that's what they're going to do because they don't have the secondary that's as physical as the 3 teams that beat the Miami Dolphins.
Which is what it has to be, physical.
Exactly. That's how you beat speed. You fucking get physical with wide receivers. All right, cool beans. The next game here, my friend, I don't want to spend too much fucking time on it.
God.
Look, honestly, I'm battling the fact that I might just go this way for the spread, but I'm just so over this fucking year. I might give it to the Washington. This is one of those flip-flops, right? 50-50. Shout out to Mark, what is his name? Mike Howe, the quarterback. He is Sam Howell, whatever. Mark Howe is actually one of my employees. Shout out to Mark, great dude, great driver. He, even though he's the most sacked freaking quarterback in the league, he's also leading the league in passing yards. This dude's gonna Kirk Cousins his way to a really nice deal, whether it's by Washington. Remember what Kirk Cousins did? Took over RG3, got himself paid, and went to Minnesota. This guy is in the same freaking route because he's okay. Imagine what he could do with a nice line. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but I think he's a quarterback that could start in this league and have a contract that's worthy of giving him a couple of more years. I think that the Skins are going to win, maybe not by 10.5, but from the win standpoint, the Skins will win. I don't know about 10.5, but the Giants defense have been like, just run over me, bro.
It's one of those because this year has been so weird that if I were to bet this game, I would get gutsy and take the Commanders with that spread.
Yeah. I mean, this is a game that I will fucking stay away from. I am not. The only thing I'm touching on this game is under. I don't know what the under is, but I would probably. Look, I got to pick because I got to pick a winner, right? So I'm going to go with Washington because it's the NFL pick 'em from ESPN. You pick one side or you pick the other. It's just pick 'em, right? 50-50. Winning standpoint, I think Washington will win. I mean, Giants have been getting killed. I know they're not the Dallas Cowboys defense, but that's the reason why. You create turnovers, you score the turnovers. Washington just lost a lot of their good defensive players. I think they're going to win, but it might be less than 10 for sure. What do we got?
Yeah, you do have to factor that in. You lost Sweat, you lost Chase Young, which I think was kind of dumb to trade both of them. But I guess they're looking at it from like a salary cap standpoint that couldn't pay both of them, so let's just trade both of them.
Let's get something out of it.
And have money in the bank to, in free agency, replace them with younger guys that you don't have to pay a ton of money to.
I'm not mad at him, bro. I'm not mad at him. Look,
from that standpoint.
Eric Bieniemy is creating himself some assets for the future when he's the head coach.
Yeah. Or if Bill Belichick gets traded to Washington, which is what I'm hearing.
Oh, fucking Bill, man. Bill can suck these nuts. Dallas, this is like I just got to pick it because it's the Panthers and Dallas, the cow bitches. Oh, God, I hate to say this. They're playing really, really well the last 4 games. Dak Prescott is playing at a level that he hasn't played all season long and did not play last season during the last 3 games, including losing to the Eagles. He played a hell of a game that he did not do anything from his power for them to lose. He did everything in his power to win.
Yeah.
Dallas, I think Dallas clears the spread in their fucking sleep.
You would think that. And this is one of those games where everybody, I said it earlier today, where this is going to be a fucking slaughter because it's the Panthers. But how many times have we seen a game where it's a high spread, you expect it to be a blowout, you bet it, and you get fucked royally up the ass with no lube, not even the devil's lube, which is just spitting a pitchfork, and you get fucked. But the way Dallas is, and the fact that they utilized everybody in the offense last week, the fact that Cooks was getting touches, the fact that, listen, CeeDee Lamb's having a good year, but can we not put him in he's the best wide receiver in the league discussion yet?
He's top 5. I don't think he's the best.
He's not the best in the league. I would put him in the top 10 because I think there's others before him. Like Justin Jefferson, if he wasn't hurt, is better than him.
To me, he's top 5. I think name 5 wide receivers better than him. Jefferson, Devontae Adams used to be in that league, but I mean, with that shithole offense, forget about it. Cooper Kupp, when he's healthy. You got to let that. Jamar Chase for sure, better than him. But there's not other guys that can produce what he produces right now. I think he's top 5, not the best. But the way I look at CeeDee Lamb, right, just like I look at Amari Cooper, he goes to a shitty fucking offense, and he's still out there catching balls, making plays, right, with backup quarterbacks, XFL guys. Dude, put CeeDee Lamb in with C.J. Stroud. Put CeeDee Lamb in, with Joey Burrow. When we start looking at these fucking quarterbacks, put CeeDee Lamb with Rick and Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, God.
I mean,
I can't stand Kansas City now. Yeah. If that happened,
I mean,
God,
picture him
just call Kansas City Patriots.
Yeah, lining up next to fucking Mr. Pfizer. You know what I mean? It's insane.
Fucking Mr. Pfizer, that fucking ass.
You love those TikToks I've sent you about. That dude is killing it with making songs about Taylor Swift and fucking and Travis Kelce, bro. It's hilarious. That dude is hilarious. I mean, look, I know you did your Steel and Teal earlier today, and I'll be shocked if you guys are not picking the Jags here at 6-5 after a loss, after a real shitty fucking loss.
Oh no, we did. We took them because what people have to realize, if you go back to last year, if history repeats itself, this is the time where Trevor Lawrence just goes off. The Jaguars went on that tear, right? Where they got beat by, I think it was the Lions, 42-14. And then they just said, all right, we got humbled a bit. Now we're going to fucking just go on this massive fucking streak and just decimate everybody in our way. And I think that's what's going to happen again, because now they really have to do it, because Houston, the Texans now, granted they're 4-5, whatever it is.
No, they're 5-4.
They're 5-4. Okay, so 5-4. They are now. You have to put them in the category of they are a legitimate threat to maybe win the AFC North, not the AFC North, the AFC South, if Jacksonville falls off a bit. That they could hop, skip, and jump them with a rookie quarterback and a rookie coach.
Brother, CJ Stroud is playing lights out 1,000 times better than fucking Trevor Lawrence. Okay,
Yeah.
Trevor has not performed to the expectations that everybody thought they were. Granted, oh no, receivers are dropping footballs. I don't give a fuck. This dude needs to do better. All right, he's not his numbers. If we want to look at the numbers, I don't want to pull it in here. I think what does he have? Like 9 touchdowns, I think, or some like 6 or 7 interceptions. It's not great. I mean, this is not a number one pick performance. Yes, this is the time that he heated up last year and was like a fucking barn burner every single game. But with better weapons to me this year, all right, because you adding Calvin Ridley, I don't care if he was off for a year. I mean, there's something going on here. Travis Etienne has been the life saving of that particular team because he hasn't been Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Travis Etienne has become the Clemson Travis Etienne, where he just ran through everybody, and he just can't be stopped.
One of the best backs this year.
I mean, Jacksonville will get right. I think this is the game. This is what I like to call the get right game. Every team gets to have one, whether it's early in the year, middle of the year, towards the end of the year. This is the time where Jacksonville, it just all clicks. Calvin Ridley will have a big game. Evan Ingram will score a touchdown in this game. They don't have Zay Jones because I really hate to say this, but Zay Jones really kind of fucked up outside of football.
He's fucked the pooch.
I mean, you're getting all this money and then you get yourself caught up in a domestic dispute, which none of us fucking condone. I don't care. You know, if you're in an argument with your significant other, whether it's guy, girl, guy, I want to be a girl, but I was born a guy, whatever it is.
Doesn't need to be physical.
I don't care. If you feel it's getting to a point, and it's very hard to check your emotions at the door in the heat of the moment, and people do make this mistake.
Yep.
You have to learn to just walk away. Doesn't matter if they're calling you a bitch, a pussy for walking away.
Yep.
You're the bigger man or bigger woman, depending on the scenario. Because there's domestic disputes where women have hit men and they've gotten arrested for it. But 9 times out of 10, it's always the male that's the aggressor in it.
Yep.
You just need to learn to walk away, especially when it doesn't matter whether you're an NFL wide receiver, an NHL player, Major League Baseball player, NBA player, or regular guys like you and me.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to just walk away. And Zay Jones should have known better. And now you're in a situation where I get he was hurt already anyway, but now you're probably not going to play the rest of the year because how does Jacksonville trot you on the field at this point? Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't trot you on the field at this point and let you play with all that going on. I wouldn't be able to do that. Cleveland would do it because Cleveland lets a predator play, but
they'll pick him up.
No, well, Jacksonville won't let him walk away.
No,
but I mean, Zay Jones he's got to take care of that stuff before he steps foot back on the field. And that was my argument with Deshaun Watson was you need to fix all this stuff before you touch an NFL field. And even after the suspension, he should have came to Cleveland and said, listen, I'm not going to play this year. I got to get myself right. You know, I got to learn from this. And I got to get this right before I even touch a football. And I don't think anybody would be upset at that. So, you know, people are probably watching going, they're talking about domestic violence because domestic violence is very huge in this. It's not only huge outside. It's huge outside the sports world, but it's very huge inside of it. And there are guys who actually condone it. And I can tell you, I'm one of the few that don't condone it. I mean, I'll tell you, listen, I have a daughter. Okay.
So do I.
Just like you. If I found out that my daughter was getting hit by a fucking grown-ass man, I don't give a shit how old that guy is, and I don't give a shit how old I am. You know what? I'm going to say it, and I don't care if somebody reports it to the authorities. I would fucking kill you. I tell my daughter every day, if a guy ever hit you, I am not afraid to do a jail bid for you. I am not afraid. And no father should be.
Nope. I'm going to tell you right now, man, you know, I'm older. I may not, you know, scrap as good as I used to, but my trigger finger works just well.
Listen, I don't need a gun. I'll just fucking straight up jailhouse shiv you in the fucking kidneys and watch it bleed out and wait for the cops to come and be like, yeah, I did that shit. That's a beautiful work of art right there.
Take me in. Me and my wife already have set funds aside and what we're gonna do if that ever happens to my kid or anybody else. So hey, it is what it is. You know, there's no room for that in this world. Period, bro. You know, if you want to hit somebody, hit a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about a real man, brother. C.J. Stroud is the real fucking deal. And like I mentioned this Tuesday, offensive rookie of the year is a fucking given. He could just not play the rest of the year or throw 1,000 interceptions. He's still gonna get it. This dude to me should be fucking put in the conversation of MVP because what he's done is special as a rookie. Week after week, he's setting fucking records that nobody has done as a freaking rookie through 9 games. You know,
I think I agree. He will be put in the MVP discussion. He's not going to win it, but he hands down already has rookie of the year. And the fact, and this is why I told people from week 1 till now, because people were getting on, oh, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. And you have to realize NCAA football is one, and it's one beast. The NFL is a different beast entirely. And there are guys that it takes them a game or two to acclimate to it. CJ Stroud has done that. Bryce Young, unfortunately, is going to be on an episode of the first 48 because that offensive line is fucking missing and can't protect them. And CJ Stroud is, you know, not many Ohio State quarterbacks make it in the NFL. He's going to be the guy that breaks that mold and does.
Because remember, what's his name? Jalen? He played in Alabama first. So, technically, you know, he doesn't count. But CJ is going to be the first one, like, straight out of Ohio State. What he's doing right now is magnificent. I mean, I am like, God, I wish the Giants would have drafted him. You know, it is what it is. But what we saw a little bit from Kyler, fucking Game Boy, last week wasn't great. Wow, he ran for a touchdown. They pulled the win out of their ass. It was a shitty team. That ain't going to happen against this Houston Texans team whose defense is playing better as the year goes along. You know what I'm saying? I know they lost Dameon Pierce, but, man, Tank Dell is serious. All right, Nico Collins is – I mean, it's like, dude, Schultz, all right? I mean, he has weapons, and he knows how to use them. This kid is out there slinging the damn pigskin, bro. Like, he belongs in this fucking league, and he does, all right? Like, he's been doing it like a pro. What I like about this kid is the grit. He's been down multiple games and has been able to, like, manufacture runs to win after not having great starts to the game. That's how you know a quarterback belongs in the league. When they struggle and they're able to pull it together. That's why Patrick Mahomes is great. That's why Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all fucking time. That's why Joe Burrow has been doing all his career. He's to me, early on, sample size is small. He's in that category. And I think, this week, no difference. They're winning that game. Whether it's by 5.5 or not, they're winning that fucking game, all right? I don't think Kyler is going to do anything special here because he didn't look special to me. I mean, granted, he's been out for like a year and a half. Like, it was like 355 days, almost a full year. Yeah. Again, he's going against a better team who has surprised this league. And look, shout out to DeMeco Ryan. Fucking dude deserves all the props in the world. That's pick,
not getting enough. That's a guy who's not getting enough credit as rookie coach who honestly, in my opinion, should win coach of the year.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I was not, and I'll be honest, when they signed him as the coach, I was not sold. I was not sold because not many defensive coordinators can become good head coaches. You've seen flashes. Rex Ryan being one of them. He had he had a good 2 years with the Jets. After that, shit the bed. Went to Buffalo as the head coach. Shit the bed. Robert Saleh, great defensive coordinator. Unfortunately, looking like he's not a great head coach. But can you blame Robert Saleh, or is it the cards that he's being dealt? Because if you have Aaron Rodgers healthy the whole year, Robert Saleh looks like a fucking genius.
That's why he's
getting all the credit in the world. And that's why if you're a Jet fan, listen, I understand it's been fucking decades of heartache. And like my buddy Rob likes to call Zach Wilson heart attack Zach, because he literally gives you thousands of mini fucking heart attacks a game because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I give Robert Saleh the pass. I give him the year next year with Rodgers. If it's the same result, no playoffs, no nothing, then you got to consider clearing house of the coaching staff. Listen, Rodgers, thanks. We wasted all this money. You gave us nothing, just like in Green Bay. Ship you off, draft the top 5 quarterback, and let's just go with the rebuild process we've been doing for fucking 60 plus years.
I get it, and I'm with you with that. I agree with that 100%.
And with Kyler Murray, here's the thing.
PS5, boy.
And this is where I feel bad for Josh Dobbs, because Josh Dobbs got lied to by his head coach. But again, maybe the coach didn't know that this was going to happen. Maybe this is something that just came up out of the blue, where they told him, you're starting against the Browns. Then 2 hours later, his agent calls him, you're going to Minnesota. The only reason why Kyler Murray was brought back now is to bring up his value, to then ship him off. That's all it's for. They are not going to build around Kyler Murray. And if they do, great. But if you're going to do it, then you better get him better weapons than fucking Marquise Brown.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to fucking tell you. You have a good running back in James Conner, who will run through walls for you.
The guys have always been a warrior. Very hard.
If you don't give him other options, how do you expect Kyler Murray to succeed? He's a decent quarterback, but he is not worth the contract.
No.
That's the debate with Kyler Murray. And the other thing is, can Kyler Murray stay healthy? That's the other thing.
Short quarterback, right? Has all the skills, big arm, can move in the pocket. Again,
got speed.
But look, we've seen it already. He's been hurt a lot in the first 3 years of his career.
Yeah, and that's because you're asking. That's because you're asking him to do the things that Lamar does in Baltimore, and that trick only works for so long before, like we've seen, torn ACL, and it will happen again if you don't protect him. If you don't get him the weapons, Kyler Murray will be on that path of Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa, where they'll all be at a hospice somewhere in fucking wheelchairs, and you don't want to see it.
And before I move on to the next game, though, Jim, one thing that it's clear also, and that's why San Francisco traded for Chase Young. That offense does not look, after losing 3 games in a row, you see the difference of having the D'Amico Ryan as the offensive coordinator, right? That's a big difference. That's a big loss for them, and you saw it during the 3-game losing streak. So shout out to D'Amico, because he's right now doing a great job. Rookie, coach of the year in my book so far through 9 games. Here, they're 4-5, and Baker has been playing decent. He has some good wide receivers, but San Francisco, I think, after making the trade and Purdy kind of getting back, Debo being healthy, Debo's a big factor of that offense because he's kind of a security blanket as well. I think this is where the San Francisco 49ers just take off and win the next 6 games, right? Whatever the case may be, they're 6-3 right now. We got 7 games left in the season. What did we play? 17 regular season games, so we have 8 games in the season, I guess. 6-3. I don't think they're going to cover the spread because, excuse me, because the Buccaneers are a decent team, but they will win this game.
Yeah, and the thing that people have to stop doing, and I'll defend Brock Purdy here. The same people that praised this kid, that were they're putting him on this level of Tom Brady, and then when he has a shit game, they're like, this guy's not the guy, you have to move on from him, is the dumbest take. It's one of the dumbest takes ever, because how do you sit there, and this is where these people in sports media, I can't give a lot of them any sort of credibility, because they're the same ones that are putting him on this level of Rodgers, Breeze, Manning, Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, and all these great quarterbacks of the past. He has a shit game, and it's like, oh, he's not the guy. Well, what do you want him to do? Go trade for Trey Lance back? Because that was any fucking better?
No. Look, Brock Purdy fits the mold for their offensive scheme to a fucking team. All right?
Because of the weapons they have.
Exactly. And this kid is the best quarterback you had since probably Alex Smith.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Don't talk to me about fucking.
That's not a bad comparison at all.
Don't talk to me about fucking Colin Kaepernick. All right, that was lightning in a bottle. Then after that, he went fucking straight downhill. All right, don't Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. Jimmy Garoppolo was more hurt, and they still won without Jimmy. All right, you know what I'm saying, dude? This kid comes in last year and sets the world on fire. Starts the season this year after coming back with the injury, sets the world on fire. Guys, don't hit the panic button. San Francisco is still a legitimate team in the NFC East. Don't fucking sleep on them. I think this 3-game losing streak really were like, oh yeah, let's fucking go ahead and jerk off in the back room. Guys, listen, bro, keep sleeping on them because they lost 3 games in a row. This shit happens. People forget that Brady did not do great in the second season.
Well, that's the thing too, is that what people have to realize is quarterbacks aren't going to play perfect games for 17 games.
Nope.
They're going to have a bad game here or there. Brock Purdy, unfortunately, had 3 in a row. You could attribute injuries to it, not having Debo. McCaffrey wasn't 100%. You use all that all you want.
Trent Williams, all right? That guy is a fucking all-pro fucking lineman. All right, that dude is the reason why he's able to make the plays. He was hurt. Bro, when you take all these things away from him, and like Debo is not like the top fucking receiver out there, but what he does with his skill set, it really like makes a difference in the game because he's your security blanket. He runs the football. You hit him with a fucking 5-yard pass, he's gonna take it for 15. All right, yards after the catch. He's the one that opens up for Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. All right, and Kittle has lost like 5 steps, but he still has these type momentum of big games, right? He only catches like 3 or 4 receptions, but he's getting 100 and something yards because there's everybody looking at fucking Debo and looking at Christian McCaffrey. So it's just a combination. Like, again, it's football, dude. You got to have the proper scheme and the guys execute correctly, and that's what Purdy is to this team. So, I mean, come on, man. All right? It's cut the bullshit. But I think they'll win. I don't think they're going to win by 10.5, though, man. I think it's going to be a closer game than most people think because Baker overall is going to battle with Evans and Godwin and everything else he has there.
They could also cover it if Baker just has a real shit game and just commits the miss fucking turnovers, like just interception after interception, and then you wind up benching them. Then I could see the Niners covering the spread.
Yeah. But Baker hasn't played like that all year long. He's been playing pretty solid.
But Baker is doing what Cleveland wouldn't allow him to do, and he's on a team where they're letting him let the game come to him.
Absolutely.
And that's why Baker is in a better position in Tampa than he ever was in Cleveland. And I would love to hear a Browns fan prove me wrong. Because look at your top quarterback now. As we're talking, I think it was just reported that he's a fucking Sue Young's fucking we love him hung, blow him and go spot. So
no, we cannot. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. Next game. So this is a conundrum right here because the Bills have been playing like shit. So is Josh Allen. New York Jets, we know the story. Plus 6.5. Honestly, dude, I don't know, man. This is kind of 50-50 in my book.
That Jets defense is still good for an inept offense. And I'm sorry, Garrett Wilson, when Zach Wilson throws a perfect pass, Garrett Wilson's got to catch it. I mean, people knock Deontay Johnson for his drops, but I've seen Garrett Wilson drop some, I should have had those passes, and then just fucking take off. The thing I don't like in the Bills situation, and this is where, again, as much as I bash our offensive coordinator, I do defend him to a degree, and I will defend Ken Dorsey here.
He was the fall guy, bro. That's it. He was the fall guy.
He was the scapegoat for Josh Allen's shortcomings. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen isn't a good quarterback, because he is. But let's not forget the fact that this man has turnover issues. He's had a lot of fumbles. He, not for nothing, Gabe Davis, that first interception this past Monday, Gabe Davis should have caught that ball. That's on Gabe Davis. That's not on Josh Allen. The other ones are clearly on Josh Allen.
Yeah, and he's had 6 picks, at least 6 picks in the last 6 games. And some of them, he was not helping Ken Dorsey. Granted, listen, Gabe Davis, completely fucking overrated. I call him Gabe Davis just runs one speed and one way. He can't fucking run a route to save his life. No, Gabe Davis' damage is beating the guy when he's running straight up, because that dude cannot do anything else but run straight forward. You know what I mean? And look, the lack of, you're seeing what Brian Dable was so good as an offensive mastermind for this offense, right? Best year of Josh Allen was with Brian Dable. However, Josh Allen is playing that ball game that he used to when he first came in the league, where he thinks he has to make every fucking throw. You don't have to, dude. They got to use James Cook more. James Cook is a hell of a running back, dude. What the hell, man? This kid is good. Shit, I'll take James Cook any day.
Yeah. And the thing that Allen has to stop worrying about is Diggs whining about, well, I need my catches. I need my yards. I need this. I need that. Because you know that's what they're bickering about on the fucking sideline.
Yep.
And what Diggs needs to realize is that, and this is something that you could attribute back to the Antonio Brown days in Pittsburgh, is a lot of Ben's interceptions was because he was forced to have to get the ball to Antonio Brown any way possible. And Josh Allen, I feel, is in the same predicament. When you do have decent weapons alongside you, you have Kincaid. Kincaid is a hell of a fucking tight end in his rookie year.
Cake and ball.
James Cook is, again, he's underutilized. And we know it.
Yep.
If you're a Bills fan that thinks he's not being utilized or is being overutilized, you're wrong because he's underutilized.
Yeah,
watch the fucking game. Don't watch highlights. And Josh Allen's just got to go out there and he's just got to be like, listen, if Diggs ain't open, then I got to get it to Kincaid or a check down to fucking Latavius Murray or to James Cook. That's it. And that's how you avoid dumb interceptions and turnovers that hurt your team later on. And then you lose to a fucking mid Bronco team.
Yep. Again, don't force the issue. And that's what he's doing.
And this is a game where the Jets will make you turn the ball over. But the Jets will not capitalize on it because it's Zach Wilson.
Exactly.
Now, if the Jets were smart, let's go back to the trade deadline. You knew Zach Wilson was not going to be the answer. Joe Douglas should have pulled this trade off. One guy would have kept this team afloat.
Me too. All right, let's see who you think it is. We might agree on this one. Let's see who's the quarterback they're going to go after.
Josh Dobbs.
5th round pick, and it would have been over.
Yep. Josh Dobbs would have kept this team afloat. Yep. He would have kept this team afloat and got them into a wild card because the fact that the Patriots have completely shit the bed, the fact that the Bills are so inconsistent, that the Jets would have been in a prime position to have a wild card spot without Aaron Rodgers. If the Jets lose this game, there is no sense now in rushing Rodgers back.
Yeah, absolutely.
You it's not that you're mathematically eliminated just yet, but there's just no point because it's only going to get worse once you lose to Buffalo. You will then just wind up losing out. So if Rodgers has his heart set on coming back in December, don't do it. Just stick to doing the Pat McAfee show and talk about your fucking gene stem fucking Achilles surgery or whatever the fuck it was, okay? And just do that and come back next year. But the Jets shit the bed and they fucked themselves because they could have got Josh Dobbs and Jets fans be like, oh, what would Josh Dobbs have done? I don't know. Look what he did in Arizona and look what he's doing in fucking Minnesota.
People forget before he got to Minnesota, Josh Dobbs with a really fucking mediocre team had 9 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, had another 2 on the ground, only 5 picks with a shitty offensive line, no weapons whatsoever, look, they lost some games, but they were all competitive.
Yeah.
Right?
They were never fully out of it.
That's right. And now look what he does with Minnesota. He goes into one game that he's not prepared whatsoever. Who doesn't even know his teammates' names? Listen, the Pastronaut is capable and serviceable enough to kind of like anchor that. So I'm going to pick the Jets on this one because the Bills have been playing so bad. Even if they do lose, I think it's going to be closer than most people think because that defense is going to be all over Josh Allen. And Josh Allen at this point is in so much pressure that he's going to keep doing the same shit over and over again. Force the football, make mistakes. I love Josh Allen, but this is not his year. And again, you need to fire the fucking coach after this season. All right? Yeah. Again, scapegoat, fall guy was Ken Dorsey. You had to fire somebody. I think they were like, listen, we're going to give you one more guy you're going to fire. And the head coach was like, it's not my fault as the offensive coordinator. And Josh Allen didn't help Ken Dorsey any freaking way.
Because there's only so much an offensive coordinator can draw up the perfect play. Mm-hmm. And what a knowledgeable football fan understands that an unknowledgeable football fan doesn't comprehend is that once the play is drawn up, it's the quarterback's job to execute it. And if the quarterback can't do that, how do you blame the offensive coordinator? You can't do that. That argument makes no sense. But every person has to have a fall guy. Ken Dorsey, unfortunately, was that guy. Ken Dorsey will get a job somewhere else, hoping it's in Pittsburgh. But
listen, brother,
we'll see.
Gabe Davis ain't it fucking a complete snow job. All right. He just sold a bag of goods in that one game against Kansas City in the playoffs. He didn't do shit last year. He ain't doing shit this year. It is time to move on. And Diggs is not helping the cause either. I like Diggs. Talented as hell. Right? Antonio Brown effect. Because he's that damn good.
Yeah.
Look, one thing before we move on to the next game. It's funny, right? Remember when OBJ, his father goes out there and tweets that Baker is not giving him the football, blah, 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 blah. What do you think happened last week? Right? Trevon Diggs, who's been out for the season, started tweeting shit about Josh Allen. All right? Come on. With the smoke, there's fucking fire.
Well, the one positive I could say about Diggs that
he's better,
is that with Stephon Diggs, that in Minnesota, nobody gave Kirk Cousins the credit for elevating Stephon Diggs.
No,
but they're giving Josh Allen the credit for elevating Stephon Diggs, and vice versa. In essence, what they're saying is that the two elevated each other. Well, it was the same thing in Minnesota with Diggs and Kirk Cousins. They elevated each other, and now you see what Kirk Cousins has done without Stephon Diggs.
Bro, they also drafted Justin Jefferson. They knew what they had in Justin Jefferson after the second game or third game of the season. They said, peace out.
See you later, bitch.
Unfortunately, the Bills don't have that luxury because Gabe Davis ain't fucking it.
No.
And they thought he was it.
No. One-trick ponies only last so long. That's why they're called one-trick ponies.
Can't get right, bro. Can't get right, Gabe Davis. Nope. This one I think right here is another prime. This is why I'm picking all fucking day. Seattle, 2.5 over the Rams. I know Sam Bradford's coming back. But I think Seattle, as bad as they are in the red zone, they're just going to do enough to win. Good running game, good secondary, right? You still got DK, you still got Lockett. Look, JSN, Jason Smith-Nigma, he's nasty as well, and he's coming up. I think they're peaking right now. They're not gonna do much afterwards. But Gino is Gino. He won his contract last year. But 2.5, I think this is easy money right here, brother. Seattle all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked them in my picks this week, so
not spending too much time on this.
No.
And look, man, remember this is disrespectful right here. The Minnesota Vikings are plus 2.5. Right? Fucking disrespectful, dude. I know everybody still doesn't believe in Dobbs. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but I've seen enough this season, not just with the Vikings, that Josh Dobbs is a better quarterback than most quarterbacks in this league. All right, so plus 2.5. I don't know, man. I am digging that Minnesota game all day over Denver, regardless of how much better the Broncos are playing. Not impressive, and how much better,
I kind of did a sympathy pick in this one because Dave from 1420 Sports is a Broncos fan, and I wanted to pick them last week just to make the picks fucking gutsy.
Yeah.
I'm actually riding with the Broncos this week. But here's the thing with Minnesota with Dobbs. If he wins out, the Vikings are letting Kirk Cousins walk.
I think so.
Dobbs will be the starter until they have their next franchise quarterback. That's what's going to happen. So when it happens, everybody can remember this episode and that some jerk off sitting in a van in Long Island said it. Dobbs will be the starting quarterback for the Vikings next year.
Think about this, right? The Fitzpatrick effect. You're going to sign him a whole lot cheaper and not guaranteed money. All right? $25 million a year. You can give him a $60 million contract, right? With $30 million guaranteed or $25 million guaranteed. And this kid's going to jump all over that shit. All right? The dimension he brings to the offense.
I would jump over that if you offered me that right now.
And you know Dobbs in firsthand. He was in your team. Dobbs was also with the Browns starting the season. I mean, before the season started, right? Another Cleveland move, right, brother? So let's trade him, and why don't we just go ahead and pick up PJ Walker?
PJ fucking Walker. Go back to the XFL.
So I think the Vikings will take this one. What I like about Dobbs, dude, is that he is not going to force anything, and when he has a problem, people keep forgetting this guy is like in the top leading quarterbacks in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. That's pretty crazy, dude. See, right from Josh Dobbs, who's been with 7 fucking teams.
Yeah, I literally hate the fact that the Steelers put more faith in fucking helmet head Mason Rudolph that they would just let Dobbs walk away.
Dude.
I mean, Dobbs was the guy on the sideline drawing up plays for fucking Ben Roethlisberger.
This fucking guy.
I've never seen Mason Rudolph do that. Never.
Dude, the IQ from Dobbs to Dobbs fucking was building spaceships and shit, all right, dude, in college, all right? I mean, this guy, you're going to tell me you got to keep Mason Rudolph, bro? All right, but yeah, I guess his own loyalty because he got really hard hit. You got hit hard in the head with a fucking helmet. I mean, that was like 2 years ago, bro. You already gave him a year extra. Why the hell is he in your lineup, right? Why is he in your roster? Put it that way. So,
I don't know.
I like the Vikings on this one. Where we
from
at?
the betting standpoint, I would take the Vikings.
Me too. All right, ready? What do we got here? This is Monday night, last pick. Great game. Eagles, KC. Last year, rematch of the Super Bowl. 2 different teams, right? Year over year. I don't care if Juju made a difference or not. I don't give a fuck. But this is a toss-up. And look, and as much as a Giants fan, from an NFC standpoint, don't want to see this. I think the Eagles are a better team this season.
This is a big game, and unfortunately, there's something else that they're making bigger than it.
Absolutely.
You know where I'm about to go. So
okay, go ahead.
If everybody enjoyed the douchebag of the week rant before, get ready for this one. And if you have kids that are watching with you, I suggest you fucking put them to bed now. Okay? Because the fact that we have to hear that the Kelsey family is going to meet the fucking Swift family.
That's bullshit.
It's fucking bullshit. And listen, again, this is not for you Swifties that came at me on TikTok when the douchebag of the week video got put up. Okay? This isn't about Taylor Swift. She's the casualty of the NFL just trying to milk every fucking dollar they can out of this fucking situation.
Whoring the hell out of this situation. Whoring is a better fucking word.
The fact that you're making parents meeting each other a bigger storyline, the NFL is to blame, but so is social media. Because all these outlets, these football pages on Twitter, Instagram, whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter. You're making that the focal point instead of the rematch of the year that everybody's been clamoring for. Can Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes? Or is Patrick Mahomes that good that it doesn't matter who he goes up against, he can beat anyone in his path without a true number 1 wide receiver? Okay? That's what we should be talking about. But instead, all you fucking jerk-offs that are clamoring for, I can't wait till they pan in on Mr. Swift meeting Mr. Kelsey, and, are they going to be eating chicken tenders with ketchup and ranch?
Bro,
nobody cares!
If I see a handshake, like orchestrated or rehearsed between the parents, that's it. I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done. The game should be bigger than that. And
the game is, yes.
And again, I'm not blaming. Listen, Travis Kelsey can fuck whoever he wants. I don't give a shit. Okay, but when this relationship ends, they will find another celebrity who's dating a football player and whore the shit out of that too. Okay? Like if next year we find out that, say, I don't know, let's say Jalen Hurts is dating, I'm trying to think of somebody who'd be worth them.
Billie Eilish? I don't know what the fuck. Dude, I don't listen to pop.
Maybe if, actually there'd probably be
no. Hold on. I was like, what's the name of this chick that she's pretty good? Dua Lipa.
Yeah, her. They'll milk the shit out of that. Or if like Jalen Hurts is dating fucking Shakira, they'll fucking whore the shit out of that.
Hey, Shakira's fine as shit though, man.
Oh, Her breasts
Those
may be small, but they are humble.
Those
And
hips don't lie. Those hips
no,
do not lie, my friend.
They definitely. Oh, she is. Oh, when her and J-Lo performed. Oh,
bro,
God.
the best halftime show ever. All right, was J-Lo and Shakira, bro.
And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the halftime shows for the Super Bowl because it's too long. It's drawn out. Just have a longer halftime like show, like you know, like what they do for regular games. You know, you kill the buzz of the game. But again, that's all for revenue, for ratings, for all that. And that's what the NFL, who already that doesn't have that problem anyway. You're doing this with Taylor Swift. So for you fucking Swifties out there that can't spell Kelsey or don't know shit from Shinola, this isn't about Taylor Swift. Again, she's just the casualty of it. That's it.
And Kelsey financially is fucking banking on it, milking it, right? You know, jersey sales, you know, endorsements, shit like that. I don't blame him, bro. You know what I mean? He's 32 years old, dude. He doesn't have a lot left in the NFL, so he has to make that extra bread. So, who do you got, bro?
I don't blame him for that, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Me too. I'm there with. I'm going with the Eagles. They're a better team.
Offensively, they're better because they have not only a true number one, they have a true number two, and Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. However you want to rank them in the depth chart, doesn't fucking matter to me. Hurts has got that. You have a healthy DeAndre Swift. You have a fucking phenomenal defensive line. You have an offensive line that actually protects the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs don't have a true number one wide receiver, although Mahomes could get the ball to anybody. It doesn't matter whether it's Jedrick McKinnon or fucking
Mecole Hardman.
Yeah,
Moore, Rashid Rice.
But
bunch of plumbers.
You know, the Eagles will win this game, but unfortunately, the whole night we're going to be hearing about what we don't want to hear about. And Troy Aikman, I hope Troy Aikman has the balls to fucking say enough's enough. I will not discuss this. Because that fucking douche nozzle, Joe Buck he'll fucking deep throat fucking Taylor Swift's fucking chocolate thunderstick 9000 with the vibrating testicles. Okay, that actually produces sperm. All right. He will deep throat on that all night. And Troy Aikman, the white fucking Jay-Z, will sit there and be sick of it.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Because I'm sick of it. Everybody's tired of it. Everybody. I can't be the only person who watches football is so fucking tired of it.
Listen, mainstream media is gonna milk that shit, but even some individuals, talk radio, stuff like that, they're already saying the same thing. All right, let's stop. It was nice when it lasted. You gave it, but now it's become a thing and it's not football. Okay, that is not football. So
it's not football. It's not, but what it's doing is, and it's working to their effect because you got everybody talking about it, whether it's positive or it's negative, like how I talk about it. Because, I said it earlier, if you polled 100 football fans, do you want to just sit there and watch the game, or do you want to see how many times they pan into Taylor Swift? 95% of that poll will be, we don't want to see this fucking bitch.
Nope.
Okay? All right? And I know the Swifties are out there listening and they're getting all fucking butthurt because they got supersonic fucking hearing. Okay? So if you Swifties have an issue with it, okay, like the ones that came out and they're like, like that one TikTok user who claims that I say young women shouldn't be allowed to watch football. Again, this is where you need to be listening, not just hearing. Okay? Because I never said women can't watch the NFL. I like that the NFL panders to everybody. Okay? I like for me, again, like I said earlier, I love women that watch the NFL because if I'm at a bar, hey, that's an easy way for me to score a touchdown.
Yep. Absolutely. And no, like you said, bro, remember the movie White Man Can't Jump? And I'm going to jump on what you said. You're not listening. You're hearing, but you're not listening. You can't hear Jimmy. You can't hear Jimmy. Remember that line? You're not hearing Jimmy. You're not listening, Jimmy. You're hearing Jimmy, but you're not listening, Jimmy.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're talking about the original White Man Can't Jump, not that fucking shitty fucking remake, which me and Garrett bashed the shit out of earlier.
I haven't fucking even watched it, dude, because the fact that you got a rapper, playing the iconic role of Billy Hoyle, all right, from Woody Harrelson, who could play ball against that fucking kid. Look, I'll go out there with my knee brace and a torn ACL and I'll bust that kid's ass. And he's like 6'2" right now, bro. Come on. One of my what's his name? Josh Harlow. Yo, holler at me, bro. We'll do a 1v1 any day you want, dude. Bust his ass. and I'm 5'8". All right, 185, 45, torn ACL. Let's go. I'll fly to you, motherfucker.
I'll play him one-on-one while I'm smoking a fucking cigar. Because you ain't driving the hole. Because I'll just fucking put the fucking cherry in the cigar right on your arm, and we don't play with fouls. No foul calling, asshole.
No fouls, bro. I'm gonna leave my 5-finger mark on your hand, brother. All right, yo, the ball, the hand is part of the ball, bitch.
Yep. Oh,
all right, man. There we go. Yeah, I told you, these people did not listen. We got to keep going. We've been over 2 hours and 50 minutes. We usually cut it off out of this time, but we still got one more segment left, which is a dumbass of the week. We told you we're bringing the fucking heat, and the heat has been brought in, and you still got probably another 10 minutes of more shit. So with that being said, my friend, let's close the shit out with the dumbass of the week.
Dumbass, 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 dumbass.
I'm going to start off with playing the clip. And not because of what this woman said, but it's why she said it. And why the fuck are you that stupid to, tell people the secrets of your craft? That's where you're a dumbass. With that being said, our girl, Charissa Thompson, which, by the way, she can get it. Let me play the clip, and then you and I can definitely react on it. And if it fails again, buddy, let me know. But I think the volume should be okay.
I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again. I would make up the report sometimes because A, the coach wouldn't come out at halftime, or it was too late. And I was like, I didn't want to screw up the report. So I was like, I'm just going to make this up because first of all, no coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball
Pressure
over.
the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. and do a better job of getting off the field. Like, they're not going to correct me on that.
Right.
So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report.
It would be very funny if you were like, yeah, so I just spoke with Arthur Smith at halftime, and he said Bijan Robinson blew smoke in his face. And that's why he's not getting the...
I haven't been fired for saying it, but I'll say it again.
Brother?
I would...
My guy... First of all, the hat. It says Ruby Ranch. At one point, I thought they were promoting like the Bunny Ranch. You know what I'm saying? They would have been a lot more better. But dude, listen, from a standpoint of a journalist, right? Because that's what they're considered, right? Sideline reporters are just, they are. They're saying shit about, they heard from like the sidelines or whatever, the back room or the top of the offensive coach saying. But you cannot just say, bro, for journalism integrity, that you are making up shit as you go along. If you are, that's fine. There's a written rule about a lot of things in life that you can make up just to make it better. But don't fucking admit it. It's stupid. It's stupid, dude. Whether it's true or not, it's fucking stupid. She's an idiot for admitting to that. You just fuck everybody else.
That's as bad as... Remember back in the day when they had the masked magician?
Yeah.
And he exposed every magic trick there was. That's what this is like. It's this all over again. You took the credibility of the Lisa Salters of the world, the Tracy Wolfsons, and flushed it down the fucking toilet by coming out with this fucking cock-filled gibberish coming out of your fucking mouth. Okay? You could, she's the type that could fucking... I could get a Twitter notification right now. Late breaking news from Charissa Thompson. Show Otani signing with the Montreal Expos. Come on.
Twitter went ham on her. Twitter went ham on her with the memes.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Joe Burrow is coming back into the game, even though he was hurt. Charissa Thompson just reported, that kind of shit. It's like me driving after fucking pounding, 25 beers, and the cop stops me and say, "Yes, sir. I've been drinking since 12 o'clock in the afternoon, sir. I am hammered. Take me to jail."
Yeah.
The fuck out of here, dude. There's certain things you just don't admit, and that was stupid because, like I said, you're putting everybody else in check. Like you sent me that tweet the other day. Yesterday, earlier. Aaron Andrews now is backing her up by saying, "Yeah, we do that." Because they really don't give the women reporters a respect. All right, now let's take it to the point that women don't get respected in the sideline. bullshit. All right. I think any other reporter, you don't have these guys on the sideline like they're in the middle of a fucking game. These coaches in the middle of a game. You think they want to sit down and talk to you in a 3rd and 15 while they're down by 3 points with 2 minutes left to tell you, hey, oh my God, man, I don't know if we're gonna make the first down. Get the fuck out of here. All right. You know, they're not gonna do that.
They don't want to do that. And if you have nothing to report, then just don't fucking say anything.
But if you're gonna make it up,
or you know what you do? Just put your opinion out there. Just be like, I feel. Don't say, oh yeah, I spoke with Mike Tomlin, and he said that, he said, oh yeah, Kenny Pickett is gonna do this. And meanwhile, Mike Tomlin will come out and be like, I ain't talked to this bitch.
Again, dude, and if that is a thing that these people make up. I mean, it's not like they're making a lot of shit. They're just throwing a couple of things like, hey, 3rd and 15. They feel confident that this happened. Don't admit to it either, because like again, now you're effing everybody up. So this thing now that people are going to be like, now it's going to put a pressure on the league, pressure on the teams, the NFL. Again, gosh, dude, you just don't, dude. It's like you and I, you're a capo, right? A capo in the mafia. I'm your fucking soldier, and we're admitting that we're jacking fucking trailers to the FBI. Everybody does it. All right, get the fuck out of here. It's like
no, it's fucking but like again, like she literally in one interview right there, you just took credibility away from everyone else who actually puts in the work and the research that they do. And the jobs that they have, you took respect away from Aaron Andrews. Now you took respect away from Tracy Wolfson. Even when Michelle Tafoya was doing it on Sunday Night Football, Lisa Salters, the Evan. Well, he's a guy, but he acts like a bitch. Evan Washburn,
exactly.
You take credibility away, not just from female sideline reporters, but even the males too. And it's again, you don't expose things that don't need to be exposed. That's like if I wanted to expose how, I really can't even think of anything off the top of my head, but let's hypothetically say, I'm a mob boss and I'm going to expose to everybody on YouTube how it all really works. Or if I'm not stupid, like how a mob boss did do this, which gave that douchebag Giuliani the blueprint to take down the mafia, write a whole book about how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's this level of fucking stupidity.
This is like snitching, bro.
She's fucking a female Sammy Gravano right here.
There we go, bro. You're snitching right now, bro.
Choke on a piece of fucking brie cheese, you fucking scafooza skank bag. I mean, she could get it. She could get it. I'd hit it, but
yeah. And then, hold on a second.
Make a false report about that.
What's the problem with this fucking guy right here? I mean, dude, I wear sunglasses and shit like that, but the fuck, dude, those are the goofiest fucking sunglasses I've ever seen in my life.
He fucking looks like you'd see him in the back of a fucking like a fucking handy pantry shooting fucking heroin with a crackhead.
This is the guy that I still, my daughter who's 10 years old, I would walk into a women's bathroom because if I see this fucking guy in the back of a stall, I'm going to go in there and kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? Dude, this guy right here, fucking perp motherfucker looking. I mean, it's like, the hell out of here, bro. Look at this fucking douchebag. This guy should be, I don't even know who this guy is. I don't even know what this damn podcast she's in. But he looks like a complete douchebag in his own right here, man. You know what I'm saying?
That guy's a fucking chooch.
Yeah,
fuck him.
Big time fucking chooch, man. Big time effing chooch all day, every day. Yeah, man. Oh, bro, man. Hey, another loaded show, and I have to do this. You sent me something earlier today. All right, let me go ahead and share our screen. Even though
is it what I think?
I have to, bro.
Is it the video, or is it what Boomer Jason said?
No, that was Boomer. We're gonna end this up with like a rabbit hole kind of shit here. Let me see here. Let me go back. I'm not gonna share it yet, but I'm gonna go to our messages. Let me just pick. Hold on a second. You said we should come up with a new segment, right? Which we're not gonna probably do that. But again, I gotta play this right here. Oh boy, hold on a second, buddy. Hold on. I gotta do this, and then because it's just for comedic purposes. Here you go. I'm gonna impromptu this shit right here, bro. That's how we get down. Hold on a second, man. And we're gonna end the show on a classy note, like we always do. Oh crap! This might get us in trouble.
I don't give a shit. If they don't like it, they don't fucking like it. I don't give a shit. Listen. I'm not here to appease to other people. Listen. If you don't like what we say, again, people like me and you, we're acquired tastes.
Yep.
It's like Heineken beer. It's like Heineken. Oh, here we go.
There we go. Hold on a second. Ready? It took me a little while because there we go.
I don't want to do this if I don't have you, please. Please. Record me, I don't care. Record me, I don't care. Post it.
I'm not even recording you.
Post it. I don't care. I don't care.
This bitch is crazy, bro.
I just want to work.
Digging the tats, though. Digging the tats. I like that. Whatever that is. There you go. I've been there. Hold on, because this clip is long, so we got to do a couple of different reactions. I've dated some wild women right before I met my wife. God bless her soul. She got me out of the fucking gutter because, that's what I used to date with. Because, I was all about the hot, toxic chicks back in the day, man, because I drank a lot. And
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I've dated a few. I actually dated a broad that I was with one girl, and then I had this studio apartment in Ronkonkoma. So my buddy this is the time he was considering going to the military.
Shout out to Ronkonkoma, baby.
So he brings his girlfriend over at the time, and he brings this cute little Spanish chick, or whatever. She was like Argentinian, whatever the fuck. And they wind up leaving. So now it's just me and her, and we're just sitting there talking. Next thing you know, I'm fucking like 14 beers deep. And at this point, I have no morals at this point.
I'm ready, baby. It's just fucking the liquor courage, baby.
Next thing you know, I had a recliner, and she just comes and sits on the recliner, and then she starts doing that like kissing on the neck shit. And I'm like, I'm drunk. I'm dating this girl, but she's kind of a fucking whack job herself. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Because she fucking left because we got into an argument because my friend was coming over because she was a possessive fucking twat. And I wound up hooking up with her. So then I decided, you know what? I'm going to carry on 2 relationships. Because at one point I was good at this. And not that I condone it. And for anybody out there, stick to one woman because handling 2 ain't fun to do.
And then we're young and stupid, bro, back then. You know what I mean?
So then I find out that she was actually in the fucking loony bin. So literally, this is going to sound like this is straight up out of a movie. This fucking happened. So I drive to her apartment. She lived like somewhere in like fucking Mauritius, which is like 20 minutes from fucking Ronkonkoma, further out east on the island. And I go to her house with all the intentions of not doing anything. So we wind up fucking. We eat dinner, and then I drop the bomb. I'm like, listen, she knew I was dating the other one. She goes, you got to choose one. I went with the safe bet, and I went back to the other broad, which wound up not working anyway. Thank God it didn't, because she was another fucking hole in the wall piece of work.
You got to pick the what is it, the worst poison, I mean, the least poisonous one, right? I guess.
So when I told her, I'm getting fucking candles thrown at me. I'm fucking ducking and dodging fucking lit candles, like huge, like Yankee Candle ones in the glass still. I'm ducking and dodging them like I'm a fucking quarterback, dodging fucking 300-pound defensive linemen trying to fucking tear me apart. I finally get out. I get out of the house. I get in the car. I fucking fly down the road. I'm like, all right, I'm safe. I'm at the light. Fucking take a cigar out. Fucking cut it. Get ready to light it. This bitch is on my ass. I fucking literally, rest in peace to Paul Walker. I went fucking full Fast and the Furious. Didn't give a shit. I must have went from 0 to 100 real quick in a fucking Honda Civic. I was so afraid the fucking engine was going to blow. This bitch followed me for 12 exits on the Long Island Expressway before I finally fucking lost her.
Wow.
Insane. Wow. That's this fucking bitch reminds me of. That's why I had to send it to you.
There you go. There you go.
Please.
Digging the tat, though. I'm digging the tat.
Please.
I like the sunglasses.
Please, 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 please,
Oh, fuck, dude.
please, please, Walter, please, 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 please.
Can you please stop acting like
Please,
that?
I can't.
All right, calm down.
I'm hurt. Please, 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 please.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Here you go. Let's get back.
Please.
I cannot hear please one more time.
Please, please, please take me back, please. Please take me back.
This is one thing I'm gonna say, and it's more on a serious note. Whether you're a guy or a girl, if it's not working,
don't act this way.
Walk away. This is just pure desperation at this point. Obviously, whether it's the guy or the girl leaving whoever in the situation, there's a reason why they're leaving you. There's no reason to act like this other than just for the attention of having the other party be like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I feel bad for you. All right, I'll take you back so you could act like this more. I mean, it's funny. It's funny to watch, but if you want to take it on a serious note, because people are going to say, "Oh, you're just making fun of her because she's throwing a tantrum." Yeah, you make yourself look like an asshole, but no guy or girl is worth doing this.
Yeah, but I think at this point, and it's funny. I had somebody to do something similar like this, but she was in the passenger side. And when you start like stamping on my fucking, when you start stumping on, where did he go? When you start stumping on my windshield like this, dude, that's a problem. That's a major problem in my book. And I had somebody similar do this, and I'm like, yeah, you can't do that. All right, we lost Jim for a little bit here. He's probably gonna come back. Oh, you're back. You're back. Are you back?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
I had to respond to a text message.
Yeah, I had a chick who did this, was stumping on my windshield like this, and in the passenger side. And honestly, dude, I said, you need to get out. I'm not gonna touch you, but you need to get out. As soon as she got out, it was during the middle of the daytime. It happened in New York. I fucking left. I was like, the next day, I never saw this woman again. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. This is something that is not worth it.
No.
And that's how we gotta end this show on that note. Boys and girls, here's a lesson learned. Women, don't act this way. You deserve better. Guys, run away. It is what it is.
Run away. It's like the Kanye song. Just run away.
Yeah, there we go. There we go, man. There we go. All right, Jim, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think our longest show ever. But, man, we brought the freaking heat, bro. And listen, bro, I think you and I are going to do a special Thanksgiving episode on Wednesday night. All right. I haven't come up with the lineup yet, but we're going to bring some good shit over here. We have a lot of games this season. We got games on Thursday. We got games on Friday as well. All right, because it's Thanksgiving, baby. It's a lot to be thankful in everybody's life. As bad as your life is, man, just always be thankful for the little bit that you have, the lot that you have, or whatever the case may be. But we're thankful for football. We're thankful for family, right? We're thankful for a lot of shit in life. I think every day above ground is something to be thankful for.
Absolutely.
And my boy Jim and I are going to give you a nice pre-Thanksgiving episode, just showing you how thankful we are that we do this fucking shit show of a show every single day, and we just let it rip, unfiltered, bluntness.
It's the only way. It's funny because, like when me and Aaron were wrapping up earlier, and we were talking about how people supporting other people, right? Because I got messages from one person, I won't mention her name, but like, why don't you retweet my stuff anymore? Well, life's a two-way street, not a one-way highway.
Absolutely.
You give and you take. Like when you started retweeting my stuff, I started retweeting your stuff, and now we're at the point we're at. Yep. I feel like we've built this community, like you, me, and then Garrett and Jalen and Brett and Dave and Aaron, and brutally honest, where we built this community where we could all work with each other, and collaborate with each other and support one another, and nobody is sitting there like, hey, I need you to support my product. I even got that from a cigar company. Like, I won't mention their name to give them any publicity at all anymore. But the guy messages me on Instagram, how come you don't post pictures of you smoking our cigars anymore, or even show it on your podcast? I'm like, because you fucking I'm like, because you blew that opportunity when I get like what I told you in our messages, how I had the whole thing, how it would benefit them, it benefits me. You know, money could be made on both sides of the table, and you're like, yeah. So fuck you.
Dude, it's one thing about Twitter, right? I've come across guys like you, the other individuals, and I used to be part of a big retweet group. I just wasn't feeling it anymore because he wasn't getting me. Yeah, I was getting a bunch of retweets, but it was also clogging up my timeline. And there's a few selected people that I retweet their stuff because they are consistently loyal to helping me out as well. And dude, I've had guys at betting individuals that fucking DM me their shit. I go ahead and retweet it, and then when hey, go ahead, return the favor. What? They, either they don't retweet it or they retweet it like the same bets because there's certain tweets like betting, right? I'm gonna retweet your picks. I'm gonna go ahead and I need you to retweet mine right back, right? Because we're both trying to benefit from earning extra money from our links and affiliate deals and all that kind of shit, right? Dude, don't fucking tell me you gotta retweet my shit when the games are over, like 24 hours later, or don't retweet them at all, and then come up with some bullshit. Because I'm not the type of guy, bro. In life, work wise, I am an individual that I'm loyal. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna help anybody that deserves being helped, but don't make it a one way street. And there's a lot of people on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, that like to exploit that kindness and that loyalty. So, look, man, I get burned once. Hey, look, once I get burned, my only problem in life is I'm a little vindictive, man. I said, fuck you. Once I write the X on you, bro, it's over.
Yep.
Oh, it is what it is, man. Hey, Jim, this cigar actually lasts me the whole show, man. I think it was a big boy one. Last week I had two. I brought another one just in case, but we'll save this one for next time.
Yep.
And I'm still hitting this one, man. So, with that being said, my brother, Jim, tell everybody where they could find you. What are you up to, and all that stuff before we sign out.
Well, I think everybody knows you can find me on Twitter at Fan in the Van on Twitter. Also on TikTok as well. Fan in the Van podcast, I think, is the name on that one. So I'm kind of getting more interactive on there, doing little videos here and there. So, I'll probably do a new Fan in the Van Tuesday of like a recap of this past week, and then we have Wednesday. So.
Yeah. You also do Steel and Teal, and find this guy on a bunch of other podcasts, man. He's always all over the fucking place.
Yeah. Well, I actually just did one with Brent from 1420 where we just bashed Brian Cashman to fucking no end.
Yep.
And how that case is fucking dumpster fire. So,
hey, bro.
I'm all over the place.
Hey, man. Look, no fucking no breakdowns this week, man. Your boy. I don't know why my Wi-Fi wasn't working that great last week because it hasn't failed me yet. But because it's funny when I do this show, the only time I do the show outside is I'm smoking cigars. I don't have the I don't have the balls that you have to smoke indoors because shit, my wife will kick my ass. But she does let me do it outside, and because I'm in South Florida, I can afford it. But the fact that I always like hardwire everything. I always have I have a connection up there. We have I have a 2-story home that is I'm not saying it's big, but I have like routers in the second level and down here and shit like that. That's why I wire directly to them. I said to myself, I bought a 50 fucking foot Cat 6 wire so I could just get that bitch from my living room, all the way out here to my backyard. So we'd have to go through that. Even though last week, man, even though we went through a lot of hiccups, man, you got to watch that episode in entirety. But you were out there by yourself doing your thing, bro. Well, I got back like seven or six times. So, hey, man, that's what you call professionalism, bro. Staying with it. And you should see your face every time I went out. Like, what the fuck happened?
Oh yeah. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? All right. And it's like, yeah, this fucking bear game fucking sucks.
But we're back. We're fucking back, baby.
Okay.
All right, my man. Listen, it's always a pleasure. We'll be back on Wednesday with our special Thanksgiving episode where we're going to react to some of these games and more stop storylines. Of course, douchebag of the week. It's got to come strong. Dumbass of the week. And whatever the hell we feel like we need to talk about all day, every day, man. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast signing out. Always with my man
Jim from Fan in the Van.
And we are both signing out. Peace.